Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we are back with Numenera, a series of Stillness, episode 3. And we have our most of our cast and crew back today, except for Rem, who's doing something else in the real world, whatever that is. What a nerd. But we do have the rest of us here today to play some wonderful Numenera. And first off, our Games Master for tonight is Jupiter Wolf. How's it going, Jupiter?
Hi everyone.
Hello. Fantastic. So let's go around the rest of the cast and crew. So we have the wonderful Mikey, who will be playing Henry today. How's it going, Mikey?
Pretty good, Mr. William. Pretty good. It's been a good week. I've been in the gym regularly. I have been feeling good. I have been looking better. So, you know, everything's great.
Grind.
Henry will, of course, be his usual charming self. So...
Fantastic. And we have Mr. Jamie back today playing Sykes. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm good. Since we last left off, I've assumed my female alter ego, Jamie. But today I will be playing Sykes. Just to put that out there. He's like, we're back to the gruff, angry man.
Yeah.
For today.
I like it. Fantastic. And I will be playing Leviticus, or Lev, today, who is a bit beleaguered by the sheer hairiness of Sykes and the sheer weirdness of Rem's character, who isn't here today but will be back next week. So I guess, Jupiter, we should do a bit of a recap as to what happened previously on a series of Stillness.
Okay, so this is overall Numenera. It's a science fantasy RPG set in 1 billion years in the future after 9 worlds have come and gone and humans are restarting again. Overall, our team group people are taking their cargo that they bought with the less of the money to a city to try to sell it off. Their cargo didn't get off the ship, and when they returned to it during the middle of the night, all the docks were on fire. Also in the middle of the night, Walter, Rem is not here today, but Walter got spirited away to the palace. Met some interesting people there, and got a little bit more information what may be happening and coming back. And so everybody is now back at the docks. And the whole docks is full of angry people, as they're all the ships in port, and they're not leaving because a lot of those ships don't have the ability to navigate their navigational Numenera. Not all of it, but most of them are not working. So they've just met up again, except that our dear Henry's a little bit farther away. And that is the recap. It's happened really quick.
Fantastic. And thanks so much to Ronkel for subscribing to Twitch Prime. Appreciate it, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. I salute you, sir. But let's just quickly remind you guys of the ways you can interact with tonight's show, as per usual. What's up, Benny Dale? Great to see so many of you guys out tonight. The first of which being, if you haven't followed, hit that follow button and join us. First follow goal for today is going to be 10 followers. If you haven't followed yet, hit that button and do so. When we hit 10 followers, you guys get a viewer decision in which you get to decide exactly how much to screw us over. You could throw a monster at us, an item, or something nice if you're feeling nice. Also, here is the tweet for you guys. 20 retweets will have a viewer decision. And, of course, 1 new subscriber or patron onto Patreon, and we'll do some more of those as well. You can, of course, donate to affect the game by giving players Nat 1s, Nat 20s, and Wild Magic Surges. So, check it out, and wish us luck as we dive back into episode 3 of a series of Stillness. So, Jupiter Wolf, take it away!
Oh, okay, we're not doing the character thing?
Fuck them. We got character sheets online, so you guys can find them super easily. And save us 20 minutes.
Okay, so, though we have Sykes and Lev and Walter a little bit farther away near the Harbor Master's building, where there is a long line and basically a barely contained crowd of people who want to see the Harbor Master, but evidently is not processing them enough. We're going to go to Henry to begin with, who's a little bit farther away in the far right docks where the fire happened. And he actually has to, because he has too many ciphers on his character, roll a cipher sickness roll. And this in Numenera means a special category in Numenera, ciphers. You can't have too many on your body at one time or else you get cipher sickness. This is the help from people hoarding items and also to make sure they're not OP. So we have to do a cipher sickness roll.
Hey.
So you're gonna roll a D100.
Okay.
I'm sick of these ciphers, man.
I'm
So
sick
many.
of these ciphers.
All over my
Basically,
body.
the reason he was actually in the Far Right Docks to start with was because he was looking for the Wayward Arrow, the ship that we took here.
Oh, the unlikely arrow. Yeah.
That's the one. The unlikely arrow.
Yes.
And you're the only one that.
We'll do that in 1 second, but I was actually going to allow you to do that too. But first,
Yeah, let me just roll this D100 and see what we get.
Yeah,
yes.
and funnily enough,
17.
The perfect number.
Plus 10.
funnily
Yes.
enough, Henry's the only one that actually can go anywhere because we're all lost for a set amount of
For
hours.
a set amount of
It
time.
was 3, I think, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
Well,
three.
I got 3. I don't know about everyone else.
It's terrible. That was a wild magic surge last time. So you essentially got a 27, and luckily you don't feel anything.
Okay, that's cool. He's like, I better get rid of these ciphers though before shit does go wrong. But,
Yes, you're
hopefully
limited.
Walter. He's like, I'm sure Walter or Livy can make use of something.
Yes. Oh, shoot. Give me 1 second. My mouse has died.
Rip.
Oh god.
That's kind of important, isn't it?
So yeah.
It's one of those things where you can plug it back in.
Oh, cool.
But Henry, I know this from offhand, so don't worry about it as I get this back in. You are going to... You're at the Far Right Docks. Everything is burnt to a crisp, but it seems that burning is farther out. And as you look across all these building, the ships there, what would you like to do? You were going to go to the Likely Arrow berth?
Yes, I was going to head towards the Unlikely Arrow and see if our cargo and our ship survived. Because if the cargo is gone, then we have no reason to stay here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go there, and the ship seems okay.
Oh, excellent.
You
He's
want to
going
give me a roll to look around?
Sure, it's a D20, yeah.
Yep. Almost everything's a D20.
12, not too bad.
12? All right. You search around for a little bit, but something odd catches your eye. Your ship seems okay. Nothing seems burned around this area. On the ground, you spot a synth disc. It's a disc made of like a plastic-like material.
So like a CD, if we're talking real life things.
It looks like a CD, sure. What would you like to do?
He's gonna pick it up and just look at it, because like I'm sure that there's like he's looking at it right now, and on like the front of it, it probably doesn't say anything. But he wants to check the back of it, see if it says anything on it.
Okay. So you pick it up and it warms a bit in your touch. And above it is a holographic display. That hopefully that worked. Did that work?
What's
I
working?
don't.
I will give it to Mikey. There, you have a new item in roll 20.
Oh, okay. Mysterious list.
Mysterious list. And that's what's on it.
Okay.
You're not
That-
sure?
I'm looking at it like, oh, wait a second. Oh. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's going to like take a moment to just be like, wait a second. He's gonna head up to he's gonna head over to the Unlikely Arrow and ask the captain if the sequence 22GM93M327KK means anything to her.
So you wander up to the top of the Unlikely Arrow, which is a bit of a tanker ship, as we said before. So your feet, you find the slats, metal slats in the side, and climb up. And on deck is the first officer and our captain. The sailors and the other officers seem to be around trying to assess damage. And you go up to her and show her the thing, and she says, this is our cargo. Some of our cargo.
What cargo specifically, Captain?
And she points to 9EM3 and goes, that's your cargo.
Okay. I don't think we ever decided what a cargo actually was, did we?
What was your cargo? So your cargo was a special set of Numenera called Weft Torques. I've changed it from what I said before because I never said it on stream. Weft Torques, which allow the person wearing them around their neck, like a Celtic torque, to know which direction they're facing at all times.
So it's navigational Numenera.
Oh yeah, in a sense.
Okay, Captain, do all of these particular cargo, are they all a type of navigational Numenera, or is that just ours?
Well, these other two, I think they might have been like something like that. They were Numenera for sure. They weren't food or clothing or supplies.
It could just be Numenera in general.
It could be.
Well, it's good to see you and your crew are okay at the very least. That fire was kind of...
The ship seems okay too. If you look out, and she points out, the fire line cut off a whole bunch of ships from the actual docks of the city. So the ships on this side are fine.
The other ones, not so much.
Yeah.
He just sort of shakes his head and says, well, at the very least we dealt with them before they caused any more damage.
Yeah. So, and she motions her chief officer over and then points at the numbers, and then he goes off down into the hold. And a few minutes pass, and he comes back up, and he's like, yeah, all those are gone. So,
fuck.
22 GM, 9E, M3, 27 KK are gone.
Fuck. That's not good. I should go talk to the harbor master, shouldn't I?
I've tried to talk to him. I'm on a list to see him.
I'll break down his door. That'll do.
I think a lot of people want to break down his door.
I actually can though.
And she has this flat affect that just, even though she doesn't seem very emotional anyways, just seems creepily cold at this point. You could tell she's really pissed.
Well, at the very least, I could kick down his door and get away with it, considering what me and my companions did yesterday. Hopefully, anyway.
What did you do yesterday?
We stopped the people from burning the entire pier down. So there's that.
Well, I thank you for that. I know there was no damage to our ship. I'm sorry about the cargo. According to the contract we signed, it was under our protection, so I'll arrange for you to get some shins.
Well, how about first we try and find the cargo?
That's not under your purview. I should report it to the Vigilant, but you can do what you want.
What I do,
where are you all staying? Chief Officer will get all your information so we can contact you.
Yeah, he'll write down everything, where we're staying.
Yeah, and then he writes down where you're staying.
Anyway, I'm gonna go and see if I can find the other people and get to the harbor master and let him know just what the hell is out there happening. Because if this list is right, it means that there's not only an incomplete list, but a lot of things have been stolen. Right from under his nose too.
Well, I'll check with I should check with all the other captains to see.
Here, I'll write down, and he writes down the lists again for her so she can use it. He keeps the disc for himself, though.
Okay. And the chief officer takes down all the rest of the list that you see there. Sorry. And she thanks you for your assistance, and again apologizes for the cargo being lost under her watch.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we were all a bit too worried. We were all a bit more concerned with the fact that the entire pier and most of the town could have been burnt to the ground. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. He gives her a soft bow and says, "Don't worry, Captain. I'm sure that at the end of the day, this will all be just fine."
You have a good head on your shoulders there. And then she goes back to work with
he then proceeds to try and head back towards the everyone else because gotta let everyone know, hey, our cargo's been stolen.
Okay, as you go through the rest of the far right docks, the burnt parts through the archways, we have our three very confused looking lost people standing by the harbor master building, which again is surrounded by people who are very agitated. There's a somewhat of a line, but it's a mishmash kind of mob, kind of squishy creature coming out of the harbor master's door. And overall, the noise is a bit loud because people are grumbling quite loudly. And there's a few yells like, "What's the hold up?" And people are much more agitated than the day before, most likely because the docks were on fire.
I mean, that does make sense.
I'm pretty sure I'd be pretty pissed off if where I worked had been set on fire.
Yeah.
Is the guy that was escorting Walter gone as well, or is he still there at this point?
Well, he did his last few things and is keeping an eye on Walter a bit. He does look like he's about to return.
Right.
He also is lost because everybody in that vicinity got lost with Wild Man.
I don't know where the hell we are right now, but pretty sure we're still in the same city.
Yes.
Same area.
There's still boats and fire damage.
Yeah, so we can't be far from where we're meant to be. Where are we meant to be going again?
Where are we meant to be going again?
I looked to Walter. Oh, man, we are lost. Maybe we're not lost because we don't know where we're going. Huh?
Yeah, you do need to know where you're going to be lost, I guess.
Exactly.
This got too profound.
Well, don't worry, I can use some of my magic. Worst case scenario.
Henry, if you'd like to approach them because you're not lost.
I'm just there like, the fuck are these people doing? I'm just standing there listening to them for a few seconds and I'm just like, all right. He then steps forward and like goes, all right, guys.
Ha! Found it.
He looks at you and like you see his shoulders shrink. Like, oh, look, our cargo's been stolen.
What?
Yep, just got back from the Arrow. Our cargo's been stolen.
But stolen, not burned.
Stolen. The ship is just fine. Our cargo's not the only cargo missing.
Well, what was our cargo again?
It was Numenera direction. It was these like choker things that let you know which direction you were facing.
Oh,
sort of. You know,
the stuff that isn't meant to work.
That would come in very handy right now.
Yeah, yeah. That was kind of my thought of train of thought too, because our cargo isn't the only cargo that's been stolen. Look, I have a list here of the cargo that apparently was either stolen or was considered to be a, shall we say, target. So, Sykes, how would you like breaking down some doors?
Ooh. Okay. So you're thinking if we had this stuff, we could sell it at a premium to the lot who can't use their Numenera stuff and navigate?
No, I'm saying that if it's not working, it doesn't matter much, but we gotta get our cargo back either way. And whoever stole this deserves to, meet the repercussions of stealing. So,
I guess, we haven't really got anything else to do here, do we?
Yeah, it's exactly my point. We're kind of stuck here either way, so we might as well make ourselves...
Might as well get our shit back, yeah.
Can everybody give me a D20 roll really quick?
Nope.
How dare you even ask?
17.
Oh, 17.
Perfect number.
So, you all notice there's a few people in the crowd that are looking instead of the harbor master's direction and focusing their attention and their frustration, anger at this building and the people working inside of it. Some of them are looking off, and there's one or two start trickling away into a certain direction. And this is becoming more and more people are starting to go that way. And they're like walking fast with your roll. You can see they're walking fast, but trying not to look suspiciously walking.
I'm pretty sure that Henry would know what that is because he used to work as a guardsman. So he's just like, those people are suspicious. They've done something that they shouldn't have done. Now they feel guilty.
Yeah, sure. And there's more and more people that are starting to like, but like try to walk away quickly. and to a
So
direction
Henry-
near the big channel that separates one cliff, the north cliff, from the south cliff. There's an extra. This is near the docks, but they're a little bit inward from the breakwater harbor, so they're heading toward the channel area.
Henry's going to look at Walter and say, "Walter, follow them."
Walter follows them, I suppose, since I'm good. Unless you want to like control Walter.
I mean, it makes a lot more sense to ask the kid to follow them and he's also not here, and he's probably a lot hard to notice as a kid. So, me and Sykes are both monstrous human beings, and then Lev we kind of need to have around because he's actually part of the session. So,
I mean, we can all follow them as a
Well,
group. Matt might be more.
Yeah, I was
gonna
thinking
say, Walter
conducive to-
doesn't know where he is either. Because
We just lost the kid. I'm not losing him
Yeah.
again. Let's all stay together and let's follow these. I mean, these guys might be underworld contacts, and they might know where our shit's been sold.
if it is
This is
underworld
true.
contacts, it's a large crowd.
Mm.
I mean, there's also the option
Might
that
be
we could just
overworld contacts.
I mean, I was going to suggest we kick down the doors of the place over there and let them know, hey, we helped out here yesterday by stopping your entire pier being burned down. Why don't we get some answers real quick? But hey, if you want to do that, let's do that instead.
So which way are you going?
Let's follow the creepy guys. I don't think breaking down doors and saying that we're the good guys is going to work.
Well, yeah. Let's go follow them.
Assess the
You and me will-
situation.
yeah.
Assess the situation before we start kicking.
Yeah, we can always come back and kick down some doors.
It's true. Kicking down
Doors-
doors is always an option.
And the doors don't go anywhere until you kick them.
Yep.
Very true. Good point. And I can use my magic as well.
Ah, yeah.
So Henry and Sykes are probably going to Henry's going to be like, all right, me and Sykes will stay in the back. You let us know if you get noticed or shit goes sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're walking along the docks that are part of the breakwater harbor. You come to the giant channel, which again looks like it is very precisely and laser cut through the cliff, unerringly straight, obviously artificial. This is not like normal weathering. This channel has a few harbor docks that are adjacent to the cliffside and not like in front of it, which is the breakwater harbor. And you can see a growing crowd around a ship there. There's about like 50 people with other people like starting to like fast walk in.
That's a lot of people all going fast walking. Weirdly,
That is a lot of
is
people.
this like a
I'm guilty of it.
workout session? Like a does it look like a jogging club? Like sometimes I see people in the streets of a certain age kind of going on a jog together in larger groups of people. And I'm like, that's weird, but it's also allowed in society, you know?
Very much. It seems very much like they want to make it obvious that they're not. They don't want it to be obvious that they're going to a certain spot, that they really want to get there.
Would
Okay.
you say it looks guilty / suspicious?
But
Guilty as the
crowd is
walked.
getting- yeah, the crowd around the ship is a little louder, and they're all speaking to this man standing on top of the ship. This one ship. It's a long, thin ship. It floats about 1 foot above the water, and its turbine hull is etched with geometric patterns, which slightly glow.
I take a look at my list. Is this one of the ships?
You can't see the name of the ship if it's etched anywhere. You don't know. You know berth numbers, but you don't know what berth number this is because the berth numbers are not written anywhere. So this is not something you can assess.
Cool.
That's fair enough.
Guess it's time to just listen in, huh?
Yeah, let's just. Can we pretend that we're one of them? Like also power walk and look a bit shifty.
Lev, GM intrusion time.
No.
Do you want it?
You know I want it. I love
Okay.
jam intrusions.
Oh
So,
God, Will.
1
Don't let Sydney
XP
hear
for
you say
you,
that.
and 1 XP for somebody else.
Okay. Let's say Sykes because he knows I'm magic.
I know you're magic.
He believes I'm
definitely
magic.
Okay. To you and only to you, Lev.
Mm.
All of a sudden, all sound ends. It's like you went suddenly deaf. 2 people in the crowd, during their normal movement, leave apart. From beyond them, a void moves between them through this part and towards you. Nobody seems to notice this, except for you. It looks vaguely like a 16-legged deer.
Vaguely.
Vaguely. It makes no sound while moving, but each time one of its hooves touches down, you feel a tug within your center upwards. It's less of a tug than a lessening of the world's pull on you for a moment. In its slow gait, it reaches you. The void of its body, the void of its head fills your sight. Everything is black, but not black, but an absence of light. And all weight lifts from your body. Are you floating? Then these words seem to pour into your bones like thunder's reverberation. When you meet the gate to stillness entire, it will tremble at your touch. Then you're back on the docks, in the crowd, with sound again. Everything is normal. Except now, you feel a heaviness in your core. And every so often it tugs upwards, and you feel the urgent need to mull over the words you heard verbally, to hear them cast into the air, to scatter the air to movement with them. And that's your GM intrusion.
Okay. So Lev, like, I imagine it looks like he's just seen a ghost, and he just goes pale as a sheet and kind of stops, looks forwards for a moment, and kind of really, after that moment, kind of, what was...
Lev.
I just saw it. I just saw something.
You... Okay,
It wasn't normal.
Narrow that down, please.
I look at Sykes, and I look at Sykes because yesterday we also had an experience where he had some random woman in a bar start calling him daddy. I look at Sykes like, are we sure? Are we sure about this guy? Are we sure?
I give him a pretty intense look, and I'm like, listen, I know what I saw. Somebody just partied, and there was it's going to sound crazy, but there was a deer with 16 legs, and it said, when you meet the gate, something about stillness and trembling, and I felt my core heavy. It was really strange. There's something weird going on here, guys. Weirder than what's going on with you.
And you feel that tug inward inside you, pull upwards, and you feel the words again. You feel them. You don't really hear them. When you meet the gate to stillness entire, it will tremble at your touch, and it just pulls you up and then lets go. This happens every so often inside of you.
It's still happening.
Like a retching motion? Is that what it feels like?
It feels more like a lessening to him, to make sure that Will knows. It feels like you get lighter for a second.
I say, it feels like something to do with my powers, my gravitational stuff. Usually I feel pulled down to the earth, rooted. But this is like lightening the weight. Oh god, it's all really weird. It's still happening.
Yeah, at this point I'd like to put a hand on his shoulder, just kind of give him a little shake. Lev, I know this sounds a bit weird, and okay, deers aren't supposed to have that many legs or talk.
No.
But you gotta pull yourself together.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably nothing.
I mean, I didn't see anything. But then again, I'm not the best judge of character.
It might be so to do with my magic.
Maybe, and I'm not. I don't really know much about magic.
Yeah.
I'll trust your judgment on that.
Yeah, we'll let you deal with that internally, but right now we've probably got this to deal with first.
I'll let you know if it gets any worse or if I see anything else.
I'll keep my eye on you, just to make sure you're all right.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So I'm gonna kind of take a back seat in the group, or kind of go back in there and just try and internalize what's going on.
Okay. So the rest of you are approaching the crowd, the boat.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a long, thin ship. It appears to have arrived from deeper in the channel, so not from the sea. there is a man on the whole talking to the crowd in wide gestures, pointing and talking to him. He's weathered but ruggedly handsome. He was really, really handsome in his youth, but he's older now, so his features have settled. And as you get closer, you hear someone whisper to somebody else as you move past them. This new birth is selling nabs that work. And the crowd surges and is getting more aggressive. And the captain, as you hear, he seems like the captain because all the other sailors on his ship are looking toward him, is pointing at people and going, okay, you calm down. 1 second, or a few more, we'll bring it out once it's sold. Would you like to do anything before I go on?
I'm just listening, but you can see, Sykes could probably see that Henry has loaded his gun and has pulled back the charging lever. So his gun is ready to fire. He looks like he's ready to either fight this guy or talk to him. Maybe both.
Yeah, I just turn to the group and say, so do you reckon that's ours? Because I feel like that's ours.
I have a feeling that that's definitely not his.
It won't be for
probably
long.
still doesn't work.
Well, it makes sense, right? If their navigational devices aren't working, what if ours are? And he's selling it out. Ridiculous, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we never found out if ours worked or not because it was still on the ship when we found out that.
I mean, it might not work, but you might be telling them that it does.
Yeah. Anyway, Henry will keep man-moding his way to the front of the crowd.
Okay.
Pretty easily alongside Sykes, probably.
So the auction starts around you at this point. The captain's pointing to people, and these other people who don't look, they're not as rugged looking as sailors. They obviously are officers or captains, and then the sailors are farther in the back, just kind of behind their captains, yeah. And their captains are bidding on this, and the captain on the ship is pointing and pointing, and as soon as they start going up into 1,000, 2,000 shins, there's this voice out from the side of the crowd that calls out and starts outbidding all of them consistently. It's not like each of them are outbidding each other. There's this one guy who's immediately outbidding. You can't see him though; he's a little bit farther from outside.
I glance at Sykes kind of worriedly, if we fuck this up, that guy might get us.
And who is that guy?
Yeah, we should find out.
Yeah.
Lev, why don't you go find out? We'll deal with the captain.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
You kind of feel that surge again, that you're a little lighter.
Yeah.
Just goes back down.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm gonna head through the crowd and see if I can.
I before he goes running, my arm opens up because in the forearm part here it holds my knife, so my forearm isn't things open. I pull out one of my knives and I attach my Numenera to it. I hand it to him and I say, "If shit goes wrong, use this. It's easier to hide in that pitchfork of yours."
Okay. Cheers. So I'll grab it.
That Numenera will add 2 points of damage, fire damage specifically.
Nice. So I'm gonna start finding this bidder and see if I can figure out who he is.
Okay.
And me and Sykes are still trying to get as close to this ship as we can before we start shouting at him.
All right. So the crowd is getting a little bit more anxious, even more so with the whole yelling and grumbling, because now they're looking to the left, past the crowd, toward to where that voice is coming from, and it seems they're getting really pissed at that person who's outbidding all of them. And as Lev, as you come around, you kind of have to go outside the crowd a bit and come behind. You see this man in this large trench that's kind of made of the same whale blubber material. He has a hood up, and if you maneuver yourself right, you can see that he's trying to keep his face down. He has this mussy curly hair, like a mashed nose, that looked like it took way too many punches. And give me a roll.
Okay.
For perceiving something.
I don't think I'm good at this. Yeah. Okay. 18. I lied.
Wow, nice.
I was gonna say, imagine if it was another 17, but
I know, right? Yeah, brain right on.
you overachiever.
I know, right?
You notice that on his neck, which is really hard to see, but you got a good roll. He has a tattoo, and it's a black tattoo of a raptor bird, like an eagle. So nobody knows what a raptor bird. In profile, screeching, holding its claws in front of it.
For the Emperor.
Interesting.
It's almost like an imperial seal.
And he's got that in his on his neck. Did you mention?
Yeah, it's tattooed a little bit on his neck on the side where you can see him. He's looking away from you at the captain and calmly putting his hand up and outbidding. And they're at 9,000 shins now.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's more money than we ever. Okay. We still don't know exactly what they. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We still don't know exactly what they're bidding on, right?
No. You heard the captain say, if you remember, that they'll bring it out once it's been.
Right. Okay.
That you can tell that the captain's a little wary about bringing out this item in front of a lot more people than he could possibly hold off if they just all decide to rush him at once.
Okay. I will return to the group, and I'll say there's this.
You kind of move through the crowd. They're getting tighter and they're getting more agitated. You feel like a few unintentional, like, like pushing you a little because they don't like that you're pushing in.
Yeah.
But they're not like directly. They're a little bit more distracted about what's going up there. But there's so much testosterone churning right now.
Sure.
This guy, and the guy's very calm. Like, he knows that these people are looking at him and hating him, but he's super calm and keeping his head down and outbidding each time.
So I'm going to say there's this guy. He's the one that's bidding on it. He's got this kind of mashed up nose, and he's got this weird tattoo of a raptor bird screeching on his neck. He might be, I don't know, is that a gang thing maybe? Or maybe it's just a fucking tattoo, but...
I look at Sykes and I say, does that remind you of anyone we had in our ship, one of those three nobles in like the blubber vesty thing?
You can give me a roll.
I'll roll too, because I feel like Henry would remember.
So who's rolling?
Both.
You both can roll, it's fine.
I got a 10.
Another 17.
Oh my god.
Jamie, you know everything about furs and leathers and hides.
Yeah.
You know that this is a common material to make clothing out of if you go out to sea because it easily repels moisture. So it's not so weird to see it around. Especially in a port.
And the tattoo thing.
Yeah.
I imagine that's not. I imagine like the broken up nose is fairly common because sailors, but the tattoo sounds fairly unique.
If you want to spend, 3 XP or 2 XP, you can know what that tattoo is. Otherwise, it's going to be a really high roll.
You know what? I'm fine. I'll keep my XP for now. I'll keep my XP for now. But I will like look at the captain on the ship. And you can see that Henry is sort of conflicted. Like, he wants to know what this guy is selling in case it's stolen. Because shit has been stolen, and that shouldn't be sold for profit because it's not yours to sell. But he's also really, really terrified of it not being the stolen thing. Like, of this literally just being some dude who's trying to make some shins and then fuck off home.
And at this point, the bids are getting up to about 13,000 shins.
I have to question.
And every time the guy outbids quietly, just a moment, quietly, now there is an audible surge of like, fucking hell, like they start swearing and the bidding continues. But fewer and fewer captains are participating as the price is starting to go up.
At this point, I'd like to see if there's any of the crew from the ship that's doing the auction. Not just the captain, but if any of his crew is around.
Yes, they are around. They're kind of like trying to be casual, but like really paying attention to the crowd to make sure nobody does anything stupid and like rushes the ship.
And turn to the group and say, do you reckon grabbing one of the crew, seeing what? Because obviously we won't get any answers out of the captain, he's busy. But a crew member, maybe we can get some more info out of them quickly.
Might not be a bad idea.
Because people are running out of money.
Yeah.
People are running out of money pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure that my down payment to my house was like 10,000 shins.
You got a house?
Okay. Yeah, back home.
Alright. Well,
it turns invisible when you walk in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say, well, we could just wait. I mean, it might not be the best idea to nick the stuff here in front of this huge crowd that's gonna kill us. If someone buys it, it might be easier to get it off that one guy with the tattoo.
All of a sudden, one of the captains in the crowd, not the figure on the side, just shouts out, 20,000! And immediately the figure on the side yells out. There's a little pause, everybody's holding their breath, and then the figure on the side goes, 130,000 shins.
What the fuck? You audibly hear Henry just shout that. Like, he looks at this guy and just shouts that.
And the crowd sort of parts a bit, because everybody gasps, and then you could feel like this really weird tension. Like, you know this as, Henry knows this as, like, someone who used to be a guard. There might be
This could snap. This could snap right now. This could happen. Yeah.
But
he looks at Sykes and just gives him that look of be ready.
Once, twice, sold to the man on the side, and the man just like calmly, without any fucking like, he's got this, walks up to the ship and starts discussing things, like climbs on board and starts discussing things with Captain. And then the crowd starts to get louder, and like there's one call out like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And then like you hear more calls out and discuss, and they're snowballing. There's like this barely contained anger as like the rest of the crowd is like starting to push through the ship a bit, and the other sailors on the actual ship are coming forward, and they start to like making sure, looking at them.
All right, Henry points his gun like nondescriptly at like one of the like nowhere that'll hit anyone, just nowhere, and just pulls the trigger. So that way everyone can hear. Shoot the gun? Yeah, just
what
bang.
the hell, man?
So you shoot the gun out, and the crowd surges away from you, and there seems to be only a slight pause before like the scatteredness of yells and shouts happen again, and they just like start to look like really concerned about you. And give me a roll.
Okay, I will spend effort on this, and how many, and you can take it out of whatever pool you feel like.
Okay. This will probably be
14.
Where'd my mouse go? It lived.
You plugged it in, and then you lost it.
Oh, it's because I have two monitors. Sometimes it gets lost on a monitor, and then I don't know where it went. Okay, spending effort from there. What would you like to do with that effort? What are you? Oh yeah, because I asked you to go for that. You start seeing some barely concealed, very kind of expertly concealed actually, but it's barely to you. Knives and other weapons are starting to like be like clutched on the side. Like they're a little scared whether they have to attack or defend themselves. And they can also tell that the crowd is getting, like everybody in the crowd is noticing the crowd is starting to get a little shifty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bidding's over. Go home.
And the captain on the ship and the mysterious man in the cloaky outfit, what do I call it? Trench coat. There you go. In the coat, just kind of looks at you. They notice the shot too, and nobody's quite moving. And he turns back to the captain and starts talking again.
Henry will just sort of like give Sykes like the let's move sort of thing, and he starts moving towards the way up onto the ship.
Okay, as soon as
casually, just he's just walking.
People, a group of about 5 people that are dressed in the guard gear, quickly move up from the right, and a woman ascends to the top, the front of the ship, near the captain, and speaks to her while 2 of her underlings are calling out for the crowd to disperse. So these are the guards of the city.
And they're moving towards us.
No, they basically are trying to create a wall between the ship and disperse the crowd. And their leader, a woman, is talking to the captain.
Henry's going to just wait around and wait for either the captain or the captain of the guard or the captain of the ship to, stop talking so he can talk to one of them.
Okay,
Actually,
so
he's probably going to wait for the captain of the guard because the guard is more likely to be willing to listen or help.
okay, so you notice that this guard commander, she's a great beauty, like amazingly chiseled features, just like a sharp sword is like a great beauty. That's the type of aesthetic she holds. Her hair is pulled back so tight it's almost like a skull cap of blonde. She has a long, very straight ponytail. Her cheekbones oddly extend a lot further than normal. They sweep back right underneath her temples and like thinner ridges. She's completely clothed otherwise, gloves on the hand all the way down, so you could just see from her neck up. Her eyes are entirely, there's no whites, it's just an iris of like lavender color, and her gaze is very, very hard. She doesn't like, there's an economy of movement with her eyes. And around her hovers 4 drones that look like gold foil butterfly origamis. And they just make a little tittering noise, though. The crowd is starting to get a little agitated at the guard, pushing them back from a legitimate business enterprise.
I feel like something's going on here, guys.
Something's going to snap, and it's either going to be the crew or the guards.
Do we want to be here when that happens?
I mean, do we want to appear like the good guys, the bad guys, or the neutral guys? That's your question.
Stand off to the side, see if anything starts. If it starts, well, swoop in.
I mean, we could
Don't be
start something.
Don't be the one that...
Starting something usually ends up with someone in jail.
I mean, you did just
but
fire a
I'm
gun in a crowd.
What kind of campaign would it be if nobody ended up in jail? No, I'm kidding, but that happens to a lot of PCs.
Like, firing a gun doesn't do anything. Like, you can fire a gun all you want, just don't hit anyone with it.
That is
As you
simply
say
not
that,
true.
As you say that, the bullet
Thinking this
falls.
to your mind. You notice a few of the crowd are like talking to the guard or trying to like, hey, that guy over there, weapon. He freaking fired
He's
a weapon.
visibly armed. He's holding the gun. So
Yeah,
if
I
he-
know, and he's
someone
sitting
wants to
there,
walk up
and you
to
can
him-
see a guard. You don't actually know their name because you never asked them.
If someone wants to walk up to him and say, "Hey, why'd you fire the weapon?" Because I was kind of worried
the
that people
guard is
were
gonna come up to
fight.
you, and she asks you, "These men have reported that you fired a weapon on the docks."
Yep, because I was worried about there being a fight. At least this way, I distracted them for a time.
That is not recommended. Would you
I
please
mean-
stand off to the side, sir?
Sure. And he steps off to the side. He's taken the magazine out of the gun and put it away. At least this way.
Yes, thank
she
you,
knows
sir.
he's not armed.
Yes, everybody, please put down your weapons.
They don't.
Please
He like
look
points
back.
out a few of the people that had weapons too, and it's like, yeah, keep an eye on these people. They have
Okay, who's closest to the ship now?
probably Sykes, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably me.
Okay, Sykes, you see the commander stops talking to the captain. The hooded man in the trench coat is kind of looking a bit miffed. His calm visage is turned into a bit miffed, and he just looks like he wants to like slink away and leave, and he's starting to like back off and like kind of go off the boat. She turns to the crowd and announces that the vigil is confiscating the cargo. And she says, "Everyone, calm down, and please disperse. This cargo is not for sale anymore. It is being confiscated by the city. The Aeon priests are confiscating this cargo," and the crowd goes nuts. Anger just starts pouring out of them, and they push back against the line of guards in front of them.
Henry just looks at the female guard who's took him to the side and says, "I think you have bigger problems to deal with right now."
And
She
I'd
just
like,
kind of gives you a look and goes back to the line.
I'd like to think, since I'm right near the closer
He
to
just
the front,
he just
I'm just
shouts
there.
after me. He just shouts
I'm
out to her like,
crossed, like,
"Best of luck," is all he says as she like walks away. You're probably gonna need it.
You hear the crowd yelling that this cargo is for the market. It is not government property. And overall, they're miffed that even though they lost the bid anyway, that they're just angry that they need that cargo, and the city has decided to further starve this merchant class
Oh.
from doing its work.
Henry's going to be like, hey, wait a second. And he pulls out that disc and hands it to the guard and says, stolen cargo. I suggest you look into those.
And she looks at you very strange. She goes like, one moment, sir, where did you get this?
I found it on
And
the docks.
she's like barely looking at you and looking back at the crown like, okay, I have to deal with this.
Here.
She's a little busy right now.
Here, this is where I'm staying. Find me there later.
And she just takes it and pockets it in her tunic and goes back to the line and tries to hold it against this surging crowd of people. And Sykes, are you staying near the boat?
Yeah, because I'm further away from those guys where they're having their conversation. I imagine I'm just stood there, arms crossed. Everyone's pushing from behind me, and I'm just not moving.
You are very large.
I'm clinging onto Sykes. Ow, ah.
I've got Walter in front of me. It's just like I'm just making a little zone of no one's pushing here.
Lev, you feel that floaty feeling in you again. And it goes away.
This is
I
uncomfortable.
whistle, and Sykes probably hears it because I'm just like I can't do the really shrill
The whistle, yeah.
Yeah, he does that, and like Henry signals you guys over.
Let's go.
Yep. Out of this way, I just swim through the crowd.
You pick the kid up, plop him down on one shoulder, and he starts.
Okay, as you're doing that and looking back, the crowd has turned like foaming at the mouth. And they are pushing at the guards. They are pushing at the boat. They are pushing down the captain of the boat. They are clambering aboard like ants, just scurrying over this boat and just ripping everything apart from the boat. And then someone chants, starts this chant of like, let's get our shit back! And then the whole crowd seems to collect together and seem to surge toward one of the bridges, the low bridge that is right against the breakwater harbor, and they seem to be going toward the north cliff. This is the cliffside with the palace on top of it and everything.
Right. This is going to be
Messy.
They're starting to actually snowball more groups. Like the group that didn't actually come back from the harbor didn't get kind of teased away from the harbor master's office. The sailors that were sitting on their ships in the breakwater harbor, just the people just sitting around. Some people selling stuff to the sailors that can't go anywhere are starting to join this group that is just mob chanting and moving toward the northern cliffside.
well then.
Ooh, this is gonna get nasty quick. Do we want to get involved, or should we just go along for the ride?
Well, the question is with the guard or with the mob?
Probably with the guard. Because if the mob loses, everyone they just lose. If the guard loses, everyone loses.
Sure.
Sound fair. Guard it is.
I mean, I don't want to kill anyone, though.
You probably you more than likely won't have to. Just beat them across the shins if you need to. You know?
I mean, with your magic, you should be fine.
Okay. So what's the plan?
We could probably go check in the harbor master's place now, considering there's probably not as many people there. It'd be easier.
What's the scene like on the boat still though, where the cargo was being
from what
auctioned
I
off?
understand, no, I thought.
Yeah, it's being swarmed by people, and they're yanking out containers now and bags, and they're trying to rip them apart and go through them. And the guard is attempting to establish kind of like a wedge to push back in with the commander at the front, but there are way too many people.
So I imagine we could probably try and help them get in with the commander, establish some sort of normalcy here.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think stuff like this will probably spread like that fire. The more people, the worse it's gonna get, and then our shit's gonna get taken.
Crowd, or how would
Levy,
you like to approach this? This won't be an initiative thing since we're dealing with so many people.
Levy, why don't you and Walter go find more guards to help out? Because there's definitely not enough people here.
Sure. Okay, I'll find a guardhouse somewhere.
And I just look at Sykes and we just go, should we? So you want to use your shoulders or elbows?
Just hands in general. I'll just shove them.
All right. You just see Henry just crack his knuckles and just go over to the guard and just start helping. Just start working as a point.
Okay, so they're a little. They're a little farther away from the boat in a wedge-shaped formation, trying to use that to break up the crowd. Give me a roll to see how well your crowd-breaking abilities, as you sidle alongside these guards.
I will spend I will spend my 3 points in this pool as well. To help out.
Okay.
Apparently, I just like to match everybody else's rolls.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, if you're matching the high rolls, so I'll take it.
Okay, and since you have an edge in this, it'll only cost you 2. So this will be a might. I'll go to 15. All right. Okay, so you are slowly making progress with your general largeness, and the guards are a little trepidatious about you helping, but like some people are also that are on the good side are trying to help the guards a bit, and you eventually get to the boat itself. What would you like to do then?
People who shouldn't be on the boat shouldn't stay on the boat.
For once, I'm going to agree with Sykes on this one.
Oh, and since we have a viewer decision, as this riotous crowd is moving to the other side of the city, the more, some would say more affluent side of the city, what's like a righty thing they do to the city or the people or the property? Like, give me something
Nice.
damaging.
I heard you like ransacking.
Yeah, give me something very specific ransacky-wise.
Nice.
That
They only go for the bakeries.
I would like to note for
Bastards.
our viewers that this side of the city includes a theater district, a place where they dye lots of clothing, a hospital-like place, a place with a lot of restaurants, and a food market. So if you want to take one of those and run with it too, there you go. That could be
Food
the
market, steal all of the steak.
Yeah, a lot of people would be starving because there's not a lot of commerce moving in and out too. So.
Theatre district. Les Mis is showing. No one notices it as a riot.
So part of the play.
Oh, Barbara, this sounds lovely.
Not the theatre.
Golf claps, everybody. Golf claps.
Clap, clap. This is so immersive.
It's-
I've even been shanked in my spleen.
I can feel the fire.
It's almost like I've actually got 3rd-degree burns.
They've really upped their production values this season.
yeah, the budget.
Oh my god.
Okay, thanks for giving me a break too. Drink some drinks. So yes, you've reached, as our viewers are trying to figure out damages, we have reached the boat. And Lev, you're going to a guardhouse?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and tell them what the hell's going on and why the hell we need to stop being in the guardhouse and start riot control.
I like how you put it like you're some sort of motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you find one near the Breakwater Harbor, where you've seen one before there.
Yeah.
And as you say, you could tell that they're already trying to like stem this flow that's going in front of them across the bridge that separates the Breakwater Harbor from the channel.
Okay.
And they are trying to tell each other to lift the bridge. You could tell because this bridge is like right flat against the ground, and from the trestles and trusses that they can lift the bridge and put it back so ships can go into the channel and out into the Breakwater Harbor. So they're trying to do that, but some of them listen to you and they look back over. And are you going to tell them there's other vigil there?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
say, I'm just gonna shout at them. There's a riot going on down there right now. A lot of people, guards, not many. It's gonna get messy.
Okay, they go, just another thing. I have to call for more people, but okay, thank you. And then, also for the viewers, this is inside a cliff. This is a cliff city, so if you want to like,
Cliff
do some
City.
actual damage from like inside, That's also a
We
thing.
fall
And
off the cliff.
You just fall.
What?
What's it called? Like bringing the cave down or something like that. That's also an option. So you have done your task. Where would you like to go?
I'm gonna run back, and I'm gonna. Well, probably too much to do at one time, but I do have this gravity cube thing to use on the crowd if it gets too messy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of rush back and say, "Help's on its way."
Okay.
think-
So they're trying to get onto the boat, and you want to use your gravity cipher. Gravity base.
How bad is it right now?
They're having a tough time getting on the boat because the people on the boat have the high ground, and they're just like stabbing down or like stepping on your fingers as you try to.
Henry's just like, I have a metal hand. Go focus on.
You have a little bit easier of a time, but there are a lot of people on this boat.
He just grabs one of their ankles and just throws them over his shoulder, like, nope.
I won't use it yet for fear of being the one who ends up killing people or hurting people. So I'll try and be with Henry and Sykes.
Okay, so Henry and Sykes, describe to me what you would like to do to try to get onto the boat, and then give me a roll. So flavor text first, and let's see if you succeed.
Sykes, you may go first.
I imagine there's some sort of like gangplank walkway leading up to the boat.
Okay.
Imagine, since there's a lot of people piling on, that as I just get there, I just one person one side, another person another side, and just keep pushing people
Like
off
your
into the water.
typewriter, like
Yeah, pretty much.
chink. Yeah,
Just
okay.
until I get actually onto the deck.
You
Okay.
bitch slap people off into the water as you step forward.
All right, Sykes,
Yeah.
give me a roll to see how successful that is. They're pretty low-level people, so don't worry about it. You have chunked all these people on the gangplank up to the ship, and now we're on the ship. Henry, what would you like to do? And then you roll for it.
So Henry's just gonna go straight Rambo. He's just gonna like jump across on. Well, actually, you said the ship's kind of high up, isn't it? Is the thing?
It is floating, as the weirdness of the ship, it is floating 1 foot above the water.
Right. So he's probably on the edge of the ship using his metal hand to hold on because it's harder to crush steel than it is to crush
Yes.
bone. So he's just got his hand there, and as one of them kicks down, he's gonna grab his ankle, rip him up over the shoulder, and send him flying, and just pull himself up with the other hand. And
Okay.
Just be like, all right, time to have some fun.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Henry's ready to have some fun. Oh yeah, he's ready to have some fun.
Oh,
Right? That's a
very
nine.
much fun. So as you flip yourself up, I'm gonna give you a minor effect. Everyone is so freaking impressed with like how you chunk down onto the hull and the ship kind of goes boom, that they all stop for a moment. What would you like to do?
He gives everyone a smirk and says, "I suggest you get back to work."
They look a little confused, and
he's-
they're
he-
a
he
little
looks- he's looking
intimidated.
at, like, yeah, he's just looking at them all, just like, all right, who's first? You think you're come at me if you think you're hard enough is basically what he's saying right now.
Okay, the rest of the guards are coming up the gangplank because you made way, Sykes. Lev, you get back there, and this is
Yeah.
the scene you see.
Oh
What
god.
would you like to do?
They gone fucked, haven't they? Do they look like they are going back to their jobs?
It looks like they stop for a minute with this tension because they see that they are now against people instead of this whole group kind of acting as a mindless, mobless entity.
Right.
So they're a little like unsure, but they're still angry.
I'm
And
gonna
they-
shout out something along the lines of, "There's a whole new guard force on its way. So if I were you, I'd break this up now before things get worse."
Okay, give me a roll. That's a nice little intimidation.
Yeah. Levi's being that guy. Nope. No, he's not.
And one of them looks at you and yells out, "Fuck the vigil!" And then they all go, "Yeah!"
And then I'm like, "Yeah, I was joking. Don't
And
kill
I'm just
me."
on the ship like, God fucking.
So there are a group, as you get onto the deck of this boat, there are two groups, larger groups, dragging two larger crates out. There are a few just kind of trying to rip apart the personal belongings or go through the actual cockpit of this vessel. As now you are there, and they are still not keeping from this. The vigil is spreading out behind you, Sykes. What would you like to do?
Do any of the crates look like anything that would belong to us?
These are not crates you recognize.
Fair enough. In that case, I will stick with helping the vigil. You say they're coming up behind me?
Yes. They came up the gangplank that you made room for them.
Right, okay. Well, in that case, I'll work my way towards their captain or whatever rank she is in charge and basically help with the efforts around her. Okay.
So she pulls out a kind of, it looks like a water bottle device. It's very strange. And hooks it underneath her arm and has a nozzle like peeking out between her two fingers. And she looks at you and goes, "Thanks for your help, citizen." And then turns to them and says, "Citizens, halt! This is unlawful. Disperse immediately and no charges will be brought to the forthcoming court."
I would like to flex next to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll for flex.
I'm still like in the background. Fuck the vigil.
Oh my god, that flex.
Oh,
flex,
that flex though. He's been working out.
All
the
right.
people's eyebrow comes out as well.
Blue steel.
So as you're flexing, the people look to the commander and the vigil spreading out, and then look to you. And the two people from the crate, not the two people, the two crates, the crowds around them shrink back, and some of them leap off the ship into the water and make their way back.
I can just picture just fuck this shit, I'm out, and
Yeah, basically. The others start yelling at the commander, but what about us? What about our stuff? We freely can buy these items. Why is the city doing this to us? And the commander yells back at them, "Citizen, you have to take this up with the city. I'm just here to keep the peace. I am here to deliver only that cargo," and she points to the left one, "to the Aeon priests to help us all. If one of you takes it away, only one of you gets helped. The Aeon priests take it away, they could possibly help everyone, and we can get out of this crisis. Please leave now." Does anybody want to do anything to help out the intimidation?
sure you hear you like
Mid flex, I lunge too, just like that.
yeah.
You're gonna lunge a little?
Yeah, you know that.
Look over his shoulder.
Damn, he's
You
beautiful.
flinched.
Henry
You
just gonna
flinched.
look over his shoulder and just be like, "Are you entirely sure you can take us all down?" And he says, "This is like the
Okay.
entire."
All right, so this is gonna be Henry's role then to assist with this.
12. Oh, that's good, but it's alright.
They look a little trepidatious, but the other vigil are now surrounding them, and they were staring at you and the commander and Sykes. The other vigil leap in and start slamming faces against the cargo and wenching their arms behind them to get them down. So these two cargo units, the people around them have been secured, and but the rest of the ship is full of other people now noticing that there's a disturbance in the front with the actual guards, and so they look really scared, and they're like, grab their shit and they're starting to leave. They're trying to get away with what they can at this point.
If one of them runs past Henry will just put an arm out and just straight clothesline on any of them. It's like,
Okay,
nope.
give me a roll. That's a speed roll.
Sure. 3.
3. You're a little concerned more about this cargo ship, and so this guy, mousy guy, just kind of slightly ducks under it and then runs out.
Dick.
Just smooth limbos underneath.
I mean, Henry can't help the fact he's too tall, you know?
Yeah, that's more what it is. You put it out around the height that you think a person your height is, and this person's just smaller.
Yeah.
So they just have to duck under a little to get underneath it. So the vigil commander puts down is her weapon, and clips it back to her belt, and assists a bit with the other guards, trying to apprehend the few people they could get around the cargo. And the commander turns to you, Sykes, and goes, "Thanks for your help, citizen."
It was a pleasure. Although we do have slightly ulterior motives. Our cargo was stolen, and
I guess you could say that, all right. And he looks around for that, guard that he gave the list to, and says, "She has a list of ships and cargo registration from various ships. We know that ours has been stolen, and we know that it might be a good idea to look into that."
Yeah,
Partly why I stuck around.
You're welcome for the help. I brought the guards to back up. Team.
As you say that from not on the ship, on the docks there, she looks over and goes, and there's some guards trickling in from farther near the breakwater harbor, and she goes,
that's Levy.
nods
Ignore
to
him.
you.
He's crazy.
Just nods to Lev. So
Yeah, we were originally kind of suspecting that this guy had stolen it because apparently it's a navigational Numenera. I know that ours is at the very least. So
this is navigation on the Numenera too. We are bringing it to the Aeon Priests. This is why they wanted it, and evidently the bid.
Well, I'll leave the information with you at the very least. Maybe you can do something with it.
Yes.
What happened to the guy who
Tattoo Man.
bid? Yeah, is he still about, or has he managed to slink off?
As you look about, give me a roll. See if you can spot him. $13. He, as far as you can tell, is nowhere in sight. And did you say that out loud, or were you asking the DM?
I'd have probably said it out loud as looking around.
She goes, "Yes, he won the bid. However, we announced to him that the Aeon Reese have confiscated this cargo, and he relinquished it as he should."
Well, he was willing to spend 130,000 shins on it, so it must be worth something to him.
Unless someone else was willing to spend that on it, and he was just
That
there
is
to
a
pick it
lot.
up.
A lot of.
But we are talking about our property here, right? That which got stolen and then put on sale. So technically, it should still belong to us, as far as I understand the law. Right?
It's not.
If it's ours.
Oh no, ours.
From what I know, that this specific cargo crate is not ours. He points to the left one, which is the one they're taking.
She goes over, and the rest of the vigil have wrenched the people down on the ground and have basically apprehended them through using this sort of jelly that encapsulates their hands. And she opens up the crate, and it doesn't look like your cargo.
No, not ours.
Fair enough.
Yes, I wouldn't think so. This ship came from inland.
Yeah. Well, from what we were kind of expecting or suspecting was that he had stolen it and then was selling it here. But apparently not. So.
But we should
that
report
still
the
might be the
fact.
case.
Yeah.
I
Just
suspect
not
after
us.
the fire last night that there will be many things stolen, and the black market would be quite swollen at this point.
Gross.
So
Great.
there is a strong black market here, unfortunately, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Yellow Serpents had anything to do with the fire last night, but they most certainly will be taking advantage of this.
Well, we
Does
did.
the Yellow Serpents have a group of people. One of them is a pregnant samurai.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude who uses a knife on the chain, and one of them is a dude who wears a suit made of goo.
Which
I
one was the one
recognize-
that was eaten? I mean, sorry,
The
what?
second one.
Knife on a chain got eaten.
Yeah. The second
No, that
one.
was Sykes saying that to himself. Like, who did
Yeah.
I eat?
She looks at you a little strangely, and says, "We have a manifest of some possibly known Yellow Serpent members. Would you like to come with me and make a report? Maybe we can actually get this
Well,
done.
we
We have
were
to
the
deliver
ones
this
who-
cargo to the Aeon Priests on the way."
Well, we were the ones who beat them back, so I'd say we could give you a fairly detailed report on that.
That would be most helpful.
And hey,
possibly we can compensate in some way. I obviously we can't relinquish this specific Numenera, but possibly we have other things that could. Thank you for your assistance.
Sounds
you
good.
Can see quite a bit of a problem.
Well, it's the least we could do. Don't worry about it, Commander.
And as she's saying this, far above you, on the other side of the channel, against the cliff face, you see the two other bridges. There's a low bridge that separates the breakwater harbor from the channel. The middle bridge that is between the cliff sides higher up, so obviously ships can go through it. And there's a high bridge that connects the tops of the cliff sides together, further down. And there is this giant explosion that roars through and echoes off the cliff sides down the canyon, and everybody looks up, and flames are pouring out the windows and the pillars that are carved into the cliff face up there, because our viewers have decided that everything is on fire.
Everything is on fire.
My by the gods.
Pregnant samurai woman is back again.
I think we should go. I think that's a decent option. Yeah.
Yep.
She goes, oh my god. Just one moment. And she looks up, her eyes narrow. She goes like, that's where the Aldea is. We need to hurry.
Henry is
She
taking
says
back
to
his
her
advantage.
guards people.
He loaded it again. He's like, I'm ready to fight. He's ready to do this.
I suggest you not become part of the fight. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
I
we
wouldn't
did-
want you to get hurt either, but hey.
And she kind of smirks at you. Like,
I wouldn't mind if you were, honestly.
Go fuck yourself. Is his genuine response.
I wouldn't mind doing some of the hurting, but that's just me.
I mean, that's kind of our job, isn't it? And
Yeah.
he like gives you like a thump on the shoulder.
No.
and she goes, fire in the cliff is very bad. That smoke gets extremely bad in the tunnels. We gotta go. And she calls out a couple names for the guards. It tells them to grab the cargo. And they start heading into the cliffs on this side. They're not heading toward the other bridge, which is now been successfully wrenched open, so nobody can further cross it. She is going into the cliffside. What you can gather may be heading to the other two bridges.
Yeah. As Henry's walking, he like reaches underneath his jacket and pulls up like, you know what those black like masks that you see spec off horses wear? He pulls it up over his nose.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. What would you like to do?
I mean, we kind of wanted to follow this woman originally.
Yeah.
She might know where safe place is.
Yeah.
So,
She is a
like-
guards person. It's like a fireman. They head towards danger.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Henry and Sykes used to be guards, so we kind of had that plugged into our brains. Like, that's just sort of what we do. So,
But what does Lev want to do?
Yeah,
though?
I'm not going
Also,
towards
you feel
danger
that
of a
little bubble
child.
stir you again.
Yeah, Walter, what do you want to do?
Yeah. What's that? Someone's fallen down a well.
Oh,
Well, so she's headed towards the fire, which seems
Yeah.
counterproductive for us because I don't care about the fire. In fact, I want to be away from a fire, especially with Walter. Let's fight a fire with our guns. So I'm going to say I'm going to pass on that in terms of running towards a fire. So I will not be fighting a fire today. Again, did that the other night.
yeah. She also said that's towards the Altea or something. Would I Aldea?
Yeah.
Would I know what that would be or not?
Yes, actually, you all know it. You're pretty much familiar with Aeon priests having aldeas, which is basically their home / research place / laboratory.
Right.
And in the Beyond, which you are in the Beyond, a lot of towns accrete around aldeas. And these Aeon priests act like the local doctors, the local teachers. So they're a stabilizing force, and a lot of small towns and cities grow up around them in the Beyond. So Aldea is just a generic term for an Aeon priest house, lab, library, study.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I mean, And the more I think about it, the more I kind of think, unless we're actually going to be fighting something, fighting a fire isn't exactly what we're going to be very good at.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe these Aeon priests know about the Numenera. They seem to be experts on it. They might know about our stuff.
We have a couple of options here. We could investigate the black market and see if we can figure out just what the hell these yellow serpents are. We could also there's a few things we could do here, but personally, I would say we need to figure out just what the hell is going on with this Numenera over anything else. Because unless the Numenera starts working again, we're stuck here. Well, until we get our refund.
Yeah, I mean, the Aeon priest might know why it stopped working.
Yeah. So basically, we could help.
Here you go. And he gives the commander where they're staying, because she'd probably want to talk to them later too.
Well, I mean, or we could help the commander escort this Numenera to those priests, which is kind of where I think she was heading, saying that the fire was also in that direction.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
like
I guess we could do that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he'll give the commander, their listing, because she's probably going to need to talk to him again eventually anyway to get that report.
Yeah, she's off. She's going into the cliffside to head
Oh
up.
yeah, what's her name? The person who has his list has his place.
Oh yeah, you don't know her name, but yes, the other vigilante, as they're called.
The other guard.
Yeah, the other guard.
So it's fine.
Okay.
Someone has their listing, so cool.
All right, so you've decided you're going to follow them. They huff off with the cargo between them in a loping, steady run. The soldiers run. They get inside the largest elevator you can see there, and they push people out of the way. You can run up to them or follow them some other way. Then this is the elevator that clings to the side of the cliff. It's made out of brass-colored and gold-colored metals, elaborately twined together, and the actual carriage of the car looks like a gold cage. Very strong looking though, and so they're going to use it to zip up really quick, it seems.
I guess we could just wait for them, because it takes them longer to walk than it would for the elevator to get back down to us and up again. So
you're going to wait. They're in the elevator. They're going to go up.
Yeah, it's getting out of here.
Is there space there for us to get in with them? Is that the question? Is there enough space for us to join them?
You can tumble in if you want to. I suppose they're okay with you at this point.
I'm totally going with them.
Otherwise, we'd have to find another way up.
Yeah, okay. we totally just stroll in next to them.
And they look a little weird. You're like, citizen, I hope you know we're going up. And then someone grabs the lever, squeezes the handle, and goes, "Coom, coom."
Oh, I thought we were going down.
And you feel very light. All of a sudden, you hear these giant gears whirling, coom, 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 and all of a sudden, you boom in your center. Lev, this feels a little bit like what you've been feeling.
Not again.
He gags.
Yeah.
Roll for gag. No, I'm serious.
I always succeed. 18. Fuck yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, you do. Wasn't there a lot of vomit yesterday, too?
Yeah. What did I say?
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, motherfuckers.
So, when you get open, the accordion doors chunk chunk open, and they huff out. Poof, poof, poof. They're going through this area that looks like a bunch of... It's a huge cavern. The actual sides are terraced down with really long pillars. Inside these terraces are mini stalls. Some stores are actually built into the cave side, so they have nice windows and look like they actually can be locked up, and they're not just stalls set out in the open. And they immediately take a right, head for another opening, and you're out on, after a minute or two, you're out on the second bridge, a little higher than the rest. As you're huffing over this bridge, it is carved out of the rock. You don't know how they did this, because this channel was carved here first. They did some nice stonework here. You look down the channel to your left, down toward the west, and it's still straight on. You see the higher bridge above you connecting the two cliff sides, and below you There on the right, eastward towards the harbor, there is just commotion as little tiny ant people are just surging around the lower bridge, which is raised. And in front of you, the cliffside, all the little windows, all the pillars and the hallways and the colonnades that are nicely carved into are just spewing gorges of fire. And you're running towards this. And immediately as you get into the other side, the heat just surrounds you. And the guards hunker down and they look at you, but they have to protect you. But they're just like, oh my God, it's like an escort quest for them. And they have to go, and they are immediately ducking left. They're going westward. And as you're going through larger tunnels into a smaller side tunnel that only it seems they're using is cooler in here, and you're bypassing a few things, going down and then back up again with stairs, and you can smell some water nearby. Some nice coolness comes to your face, and you can feel amidst the spray. You pass a opening to your right, northward, and you can see in this larger opening cavern, there is a carved-in building that is carved into a giant column in the center of a larger space, and it looks like there's tons of people around it. It itself is starting to catch on fire, and you duck back into the smaller, cooler tunnel, and eventually, as you wind your way, you come into a larger tunnel. There's tons of people here. They are pissed, and they have about to break through the front doors of this tiny opening that is like, well, what do you say, like hanging from the ceiling, like a stalactite. There's a little door in it, and they are trying to break into it, and it seems they're about to break into it, and they are pissed. There's way too many people here. And
I just look at one of the guards and I just kind of go, is that where we're going, or can we just bypass this?
She stopped in this alleyway that's kind of hidden away from all these people, and then like put her arm out for everybody to wait, and she looks back to you and goes like, shit.
I guess that's where we're going, huh?
That's the Aldea.
Wow, it's been fun.
Looks at you like over the tops of her guards people, her units' heads, and she's like, okay, that's the back way, and let's go. And then ducks back into the small alleyway, the cooler alleyway, and it starts to head upwards.
Hearing that there's a special way in a little bit, it was like, oh.
Like,
I mean, you could stay. They're heading someplace else.
Nah, I'm following these guys. I'm like, damn it, I was going to hit some people.
I pat Sykes in the head, like, don't worry, you'll get your anger management later.
So these are narrow steps that look like they can't fit. Sykes, you have to go up sideways. Like, your shoulders are too wide.
Like, me and Sykes are just like, shit, sideways walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The stairs are dusty, like they haven't been used, and and at the very top you see a door that looks like it's made out of the heaviest metal you've ever seen. And she stops, takes out a key, and then opens it up. And from there you see a straight tunnel in, and straight shot for a few yards, and then there's another door. And she turns back to you and goes, I don't know if they've already gotten in, but we have to set up a barrier between this floor and the floors below, because they will be coming below to the top. And she looks at you guys and goes like, citizen, I don't know what you're doing.
We got it.
Me neither.
Helping.
We got it.
We're here for now.
You focus on your job. We'll stop them from getting up.
And her white list lavender iris eyes just like narrow, and she goes and then she opens the second door and lets everybody in, and as you go past her, she turns back to close the door again and lock it, and you are in a giant torus like shaped hallway. So it just curves off to your right, curves off to your left. There's lots of doors. There's doors to the center area that is the uncarved space. So they head off toward the right with the
Hey,
cargo.
Sykes. You ready to do some work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. You want to go that way, Lev, and I'm assuming Walter, since you're piloting Walter. What
Yeah.
would you like to do?
So right is battle.
Right is battle. It
All right.
seems like it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where the guards are going.
Right is flex off. It's a flex button.
Yeah. Well, Lev says, "We'll let the idiots fight. Let's go." We're gonna go to the left.
Okay. You quickly. They're busy. They don't notice you going. And you head off to the left. There are locked doors on either side. To the left, and inside sconces are blue glowing baubles that seem to be providing light for this area. Would you like to open any of the doors?
Yeah.
Okay. They are open. You look inside and they are small, what seem to be specialized laboratories. One seems to have more jars and chemicals. One seems to have more anatomical objects. One seems to have more mechanical objects.
I'm going over to the mechanical things and playing.
Okay. Okay.
I don't mind. Well, whilst we're here and all.
So you're gonna duck in there with Walter. Sykes and Henry, you're huffing behind the rest of the guard. They quickly put the cargo shipping container down and go further. There is a stairway leading down, and they huff down there, and right as they're getting to this bottom floor, which seems to now, as you can see, the walls are coming in as you go down. So you were at a torus shape. There was that stalactite point at the bottom, so it seems like this inner building seems to be going like this. As you're coming down, the walls are getting tighter in, going down the spiral staircase, hugging the outside wall as it curls in. Below you, since the center is opened up, you see, like you're looking down the stairwell from an apartment building, this massive shattering of wood bits just scatter across the floor as you look down, and tiny people just rush in as you're heading down. And the commander just stops and goes, oh, shit. All right. Hold here, everyone. Arm yourselves. And then they all pull out their weapons. She pulls out her bottle. What do you do, Henry?
So Henry switches out the magazine he has. Instead of having live bullets, he'll put in like rubber ones. So they'll hurt, but they won't kill.
Okay. That's very strange. That would you would have such a thing.
He was a guard for a time. I imagine he'd have something like that.
Okay, so it's something you crafted to figure that this incident might come in the future.
There might be a time where I need to shoot people but not kill them.
Yes. Okay. So that's coming soon. Lev, as you're in there, in that room, you feel that weird lightness pulling you upward again.
This isn't good.
Yep. And drifting downwards. And every time every time you do this, you feel that stress in your bones that weirdly translates to those words over and over again. So it's not just that weird bubble of lightness.
Is it getting worse?
No, you just feel it every once in a while.
Okay.
It doesn't get worse. It's just
it's like cramps. I'm like, ow.
yeah,
ow.
it's like women cramp. There you go.
And I'm going to continue to look at the mechanical stuff. I hear there's fighting going on, or about to erupt, I guess. So I'll take a quick glance at this and try and get to safety with the kid.
Okay. You guys are in the machine room, though, right?
The machine room currently, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you want to look at that data pad that Walter gave you?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a Numenera thing, and I'm in, like, this is Toy Town for Liv, yeah.
You're safe.
Sure.
Let me hand it to you in roll 20.
There you go.
I
There you
mean, there's
go.
all these guards, and then there's Sykes and Henry to get through. They're going to take some time.
Okay. That's a long thing that you can look through while I take care of this fighting.
Right, I like it.
Okay.
We're
You
gonna
got
do
it
some
all right?
reading,
Just
chat.
one-
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Reading on stream, the most entertaining thing.
So entertaining, right? Oh yeah, you can see it on the stream. They can. Oh, all the fun of reading all that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you hear Sykes and Henry. The guard in front of you is splayed out into a V formation, each set of guards one step above the next. The commander at the helm, facing downwards on the stairs, hearing the clamor of dozens of sets of feet starting to come up the stairs and yelling, angry yelling. Do you want to do anything beforehand?
Henry bumps Sykes and just points, like, go help her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Sykes is good at.
Mm-hmm. I do
Okay,
that.
so you're gonna move to the front? Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna move to the front.
And when I get there, I'm like, subdue or kill.
And she looks at you and goes, Citizen, I don't know what you're still doing here, but of course I do. We're not
Okay.
killing.
So I put the axes back and I just crack my knuckles.
Okay. Do you have any ciphers or such? I want to know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I have the gravity spray and the level 8 boom boom.
It is a boom boom. That's 900 thing. But okay. So she goes, fine, you look like you can handle yourself, but please take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And she has her bottle up with nozzles spraying down, and you're starting to see the first sets of people. There's a group of 5 angry looking people, 3 women and 2 men coming up the stairs first. So
Initiative.
initiative time.
It's down for
Initiative.
I rolled a 15.
Oh, that's good.
Henry's on point today.
Yes, he is.
He has the gun up to his shoulder, like, alright, first person that walks past that stairs is gonna count.
Alright. So, Mikey, you tied them.
Who has the more speed is the
Sykes.
question.
Right.
Yeah. And then group of 5.
I'm gonna roll another d20 and see who goes first.
No. I'm gonna let him go first because you have the high ground.
Sure.
Star Wars logic.
Yeah. It actually makes it easier. So they, since we're still in the beginning sort of this, because we missed last time, they're gonna attack as 5, but they're together, even though individually they're much lower, they're gonna attack as a level 4 group.
Right.
Okay, so Henry goes first.
He's just like, alright, fam, time to see how these people like rubber, and he just lines it up and starts letting them have it.
Okay, so you're gonna fire at the group. Go ahead and give me a roll.
10.
10. Your shots kind of splatter above their heads. Because a level 4 is
12.
a 12. Okay. It is Sykes' turn.
Are any of them within melee yet?
No, they're kind of like another level down from you. You just saw them turn around the spiral staircase corner, because I can words. So they're farther away from you. They're not in melee range.
Right.
They're in short range.
Right. Enough to move into melee with them.
Yeah, you can move in. That's your movement speed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get in and use. I think it's bash. Hold on.
Oh. I have yours here too.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes,
bash.
you have bash.
That stuns them afterwards, but it does 1 less damage, right?
And let me get it up one time. Because you are a glaive, and that's a
Yeah.
tier 1 glaive skill. Bash is, yes, stays a target for 1 round, and during which time the difficulty of all tasks it takes is modified 1 step to its detriment. and it does inflict 1 less point of damage.
Yeah, I go for a bash with the leader and just try to stun him so it holds them up a little bit.
Okay, so give me roll.
Yeah.
Yay, you do it! So, for this group of 5, you kind of come down towards them and you just kind of bash your whole forearm into the group and kind of knock them all back. Some of them lose their footing and stumble down the stairs a bit. And so now it is 1 step difficulty to their detriment when as they are taking their turn now, the few of them that are still on their feet tries to get at your feet and grab at your legs. So what would you like to do in defense?
When they're trying to grab at my feet, just kick them in the face.
Okay.
They're trying to grab me. Nope.
That sounds good.
Nope.
Like whack-a-mole, just put your feet.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Oh no.
Free GM intrusion.
Lean forward, grab the mic. Free
Like,
GM.
I am so happy.
This is bad news.
So, as they grab for your legs. I love it. What are you talking about? It's the best thing ever. As they grab for your legs, they pull them out from underneath you. You slam with your back against the stairs, and something cricks in your back. The stair hits your back in an odd way. And you're gonna go immediately 1 step down the damage track.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm taking it from your speed. Your speed is at 0 now.
Oh. Well,
My spine.
that's fun.
Yes, your spine.
Yay!
You are no longer hale. So when you go down the damage track, these are the fun things that happen.
These are not fun things, for those wondering. Bible from broke
They're
back
usually the opposite of fun
staircase.
things. I got a broken spine. I've literally broke a disc in my back. That's what's happened right now.
Yeah, your back hit the stair weird, man, when they pulled you down.
Oh no, I know exactly how that feels as me.
Oh, did you
It's
actually?
bad. It's bad.
You've actually slipped a disc before?
Yeah, that's not
Oh, okay,
Wow.
gotcha.
Opposite of a good time.
I'll get that in a second. Okay. God damn it. I haven't ever had somebody go down the damage path. Oh, here it is. You are impaired. When you try to apply effort, it costs 1 extra point per level.
right.
You ignore minor and major effects on your rolls. So when you hit 19 or 20, you don't get anything special. You don't deal as much damage in combat with that special roll, because on a 20 you deal extra damage. And yeah, that is what happens when you're impaired. So you have to apply 1 point of effort essentially, and then no more specials. So
Yay.
you're just kind of ah, nothing's really moving.
I've fallen and can't get up.
I'm falling. I can't get up. Yeah, it is Brokeback Mountain. I saw somebody trapped.
Oh Jesus! The shipping has continued.
Oh, it has. Okay. It is now your turn, Henry.
Shit.
Oh, I should put the vigil in there too. Let's put them now. Okay, the vigil rush down the stairs, and they start pushing back the people that took your legs out from underneath you down the stairs more, and they are a larger force, and they are successfully pushing them down the stairs because this is narrow, and also they have the high ground, so it's okay for now. But what would you like to do now, Henry?
Henry's going to like slowly walk down the stairs with the gun ready and just be prepared to like pop anybody that
Okay.
the guards that are going to join the
So it's kind of like a D&D holding your action thing.
yeah, he's moving down the stairs, but he's also he's moving sideways down the stairs with the gun at the ready because he knows Sykes isn't going to be hurt where he is right now, but he also wants to check on his friend, so he's moving down towards him.
Okay, let's say that you get to Sykes' side. during that round, and you can talk to him as a free action or whatever you want to do. What would you like to say?
He looks at Sykes and goes, "What happened? You okay?"
Oh, you get back.
I
If cartoon steam from the ears was a real thing,
can picture it right now, and it's beautiful. But Henry will offer you a hand up off the ground because you undoubtedly need it right now.
oh yeah, would be nice.
Okay. So that is what you're going to do, is start to help him up. It is actually your turn now, Sykes. You're going to have to roll to try to get up.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie.
Because you hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do successfully get up. It's very painful and takes your entire turn.
Yeah.
And you still are...
Henry's got an arm on you, and he's like, oh fuck.
You really messed up. Okay, so the group in the crowd below you, there are 5 more coming up the stairs, and then the larger group on the bottom. They're all screaming, yelling, and the commander is yelling back at them some sort of gibberish and to calm down, citizen, and retreat, and nobody's gonna press charges or anything like that. But they try to make a collective bash into the frontline vigil. Do you want to do anything? Yeah, it's against the vigil, so you don't have to do anything. So I get to roll for them. This is very rare that the DM rolls. Is it / roll? D20.
Yeah, / or space D20.
Yeah, so they clash up against the vigil, and the vigil successfully hold. And again, since the vigil's turn right after that, they push them down the stairs a little bit further. And the commander turns back to you two and asks and basically yells at you, "Do you have anything to help us?"
I have an explosive. That's about it.
And you? And turns to you, Henry.
Henry just looks.
I suggest you retreat up the stairs, lock every door, and hide behind one.
That's when he clicks his fingers. He's like, Levy's got something. And he's like, we'll be right back.
And then you drop Sykes.
No, I don't drop Sykes. I sit him
It's gonna
down
take you like
comfortably.
fucking 10 minutes to pull Sykes up.
So what I do is, I sit him down comfortably on the chair, and I put my gun in his hand and say, have fun, and then I run upstairs.
This reminds me of like the end of a couple movies.
Yeah.
The old man just props himself up on the chair and just like, I'll go out with a bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holding a grenade
Leave me
in
behind, boy.
And a shotgun
Leave
dinner
it to
one.
me. But Gramps, you're gonna die. I know.
And how many of these films is it Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, seriously.
All of them. All of them, I believe, is the
Everything.
correct answer.
And how many are
Yeah.
fantastic movies? That's right, all of them.
All of them. But yeah,
Okay,
Sykes
so
now
you
has
said-
Sykes now has an assault rifle, so let him have some fun with that.
Okay, so you have the assault rifle. I'm to encapsulate what happens. The vigil is, luckily, since they have the high ground, they're on a narrow set of stairs, are able to kind of keep them at bay while Henry is running back up. Henry, you don't know what room these people that Lev went into.
He didn't close the door.
Okay. Did you not close the door, Lev?
Pretty sure he didn't close it.
I didn't mention it, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I assumed he left it open, because...
Okay.
So yeah, can I make a speed roll to see how quickly I can get up and down the
Yes.
stairs? Alright. Awesome. 10. So it's...
It's alright.
It's alright. He hasn't done step aerobics enough. He hasn't done enough step
Yeah,
aerobics.
you're more of a strength. Wait, your speed actually is pretty okay.
His speed is 16, so...
It's one less than everything else.
Yeah.
Well, at this
He's pretty
point,
good at those
you're 12 speed because of the might earlier, so let's not
Yeah.
forget that.
He's
so-
just up the stairs, and he looks at this door and it's open, and then walks into it. And says,
Okay,
Heavy.
so you see Henry come in, Lev.
oh, hey, this is cool.
You said you had something to help with crowds, right?
Is it that bad?
Yes. Help
All right.
now.
I'll run.
Sykes is
You stay here, Walter.
Sykes is fucked.
Oh,
Walter goes, "Oh, okay." I can't do the voice.
just do a Morty. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know,
Okay,
Rick.
Rick. Oh, Rick. Shit.
Okay. So, in the meantime, you, Sykes, what would you like to do while they're coming back?
If I can pick out the one that pulled me down. Pop shot. Just try
Okay.
and get the anger fueling this shot.
Do you want to put any effort in it? Because it's going to be a level 5 task because of how difficult it is to aim between the vigil.
Yes, I would. I would like
Okay.
to do that.
I will put that as a speed thing. So, level of effort. Plus, since you're impaired, it's going to cost 4, but you have an edge 1, so it's going... Oh, wait, you can't do anything through speed. This has to come from your might pool. Okay.
Is this with the damage track thing?
Yeah, since your speed is at 0. Basically, you can't really move much.
Mhm.
So, you are at 15. You would have to take 4, but you have an edge 1, so it's gonna go... You're gonna go down to 12 instead. And let's...
Nah, that's not gonna work.
Nope! And you... a vigil on the back of his leg, and he stumbles a bit, and the crowd starts to surge through that little gap. Good job. So you guys are running down the stairs again, Lev and Henry.
So I guess we both make speed rolls to see if we can get there.
Yes. Without falling on your face.
Okay. Speed.
Holy shit.
No bad
It's
either.
like, need to go now. Gotta go fight
Oh
this.
yeah. You guys huff down the stairs right when the crowd break that Sykes allowed through. It's all your fault. It's starting to separate the two wedges of the.
All right. Okay, so can I say as my minor effect that Henry's shoulder is straight into that gap? It's like he just drops his shoulder and he's like, all right, gonna have some fun now.
Okay, if you actually hit a 19.
Yeah, sure, I hit him. It's 19 on the dice.
Oh, if you want to get down there, that's an attack though.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
wanna
yeah,
get
I
down there.
roll again.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
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 You get a 1 too, so free GM intrusion. As Jamie wiping his head.
Damn.
As you try to drop your shoulder to barrel down there, you do hit a few as you go down, but you're going straight through them, down deep into the mass of your.
Shit.
So you're surrounded
What's
by
he
them.
doing? Bloody
shit.
cowboy.
Okay, so
This is where Henry's just like, do I use the knife? Am I allowed to actually use the knife right now? Because I'm fairly sure my life is on the line here.
okay, Lev, it is your turn. I have inserted you into initiative order due to this.
Cool. Let's go with gravity detonation. In fact, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a roll for chucking it.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck it, like, try and chuck it in the middle of them, not at Henry, if possible, to avoid him.
Or Henry.
Oh, Henry, we'll see how it does. Oh, it's Henry.
So you chuck it right onto Henry.
It's like the
It
most pathetic throw.
So all of a sudden, Henry and everybody, all these people around it, you feel a massive hand weight slam against your back and shove you down into the ground. This whole group of 10 people on the stairs, from the front line against the vigil, down the stairs a bit, just slam into the ground and are just like pinned there.
I'm gonna cry out, "Stop this now! Or else I'll do it again!"
And the commander takes up after you, saying, "This is a losing battle! Retreat now, or else there will be escalating consequences."
She means she's gonna kill you.
My face. Ow. Fuck.
You're fine.
And this pressure hand is like, you landed so your cheek is on the edge of a stair, so it's just pushing
Ow.
your cheek further into that edge of the stair.
Oh, my face. Ow.
Okay. So, as they yell downwards, let's have Sykes, I'll give you 1 turn before I do something else. What would you like to do?
Since they've broken through now, maybe I've got a cleaner shot without potentially hitting.
They're all on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, they're on the
front, right where the vigil is. Like the 10 people that were clashing up against the vigil, plus Henry, got smashed onto the ground and held there. So the vigil are still standing in front of you, but now they're on the ground. So it's going to be just as difficult to shoot through there.
Well, in that case, instead of shooting,
yes,
I'd just rather be there, like, because it seems I'm bad in combat. However, when I'm not in combat and I do something different, things tend to go better slightly. I'd like to try to intimidate them to listen to what she's had to say.
Okay.
Kind of like the flex earlier, but just like shout out, "Oi, bastards! Fuck off!" Because I'm not a wordsmith like them lot.
No, you aren't, and I appreciate that.
Sometimes you don't need to be a wordsmith. You just need to be a word sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. That's a good quote. Okay,
Mikey 2017.
Oh, actually, that'll do.
See, somehow, when I don't hit things, when I'm a character that should hit things.
It's impressive.
So, the crowd that's further down the stairs, past the people pinned to the freaking stairs, including Henry, digging into your cheeks, just kind of back off, and you're like, start moving downwards again. And the vigils start, like, moving a little forward, but as soon as one of them, like, puts their foot on, like, the guy in front of them, they reach down to start restraining these people on the ground. So the little jelly caps come around their hands again. They're just starting to slap.
And he's just lying there like my face. Why? He's just like, I really should reconsider my job choices. Like, I should reconsider my... He's just lying there, and anyone who can see his face is just seeing this, like, flush of emotion. Like, he's just like, I don't know what my life is right now. What am I doing? I should have just, like, retired.
And so as the remnants of the crowd move downwards and seem to move out of the aldea, the vigil finish capping off those that were pinned to the ground, their hands, and move to the front of the doors and take up stand there, as the rest of outside is probably still flaming. But you're safe inside this aldea for now. But behind you, up above the stairs, at the very top of the stairs, you hear a voice. It's very it's very light, almost gentle sounding, but very clear like a bell. It's like, is everything okay? And as you look,
Henry is just lying there like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You can get up now, Henry, if you want. The pressure
is going to very slowly get up and be like, I'll take that back now. Thank you, Sykes, and help Sykes off the ground.
As you look up to the top of the stairs, she's floating above the stairs, so she's not actually stepping, and she's coming down, and she looks like a divine creature of light. In her chest, there's this bright glow that's painful to look at, and the glow extends across her chest, neck, and upper arms, kind of like in the light that you see when light hits from the back of an ear. She has amber skin and copper hair that's so thin and light and fluffy, it just kind of like floats in a cloud above her head. And she's wearing what looks to be the fashion of these people here, which is like a vaguely ancient Persian fashion, but it is made out of light. It looks like a crude, low poly version of these clothes made out of light, a hologram out of the light.
To be straightly honest with you, madam, there's a riot going on outside. And
that's why we came back. And behind her, you see 3 other figures starting to walk down.
Well, My suggestion would be do not come down quite yet. There's still stuff going on outside, so please.
And this
Go
man comes down. He's behind her. He's 6 foot tall and lanky as hell. He wears tight-fitting yellow clothing. It leaves little to the imagination. His hair is fluffy and poofed up above his head. His beard is black and braided and well cared for, and thick eyebrows. He comes going like, "I'll take care of this. This is obviously a joy for me." And he walks down the stairs all the way to the bottom, and then what you can't see because you aren't in line of sight, you're above the stairs.
He just listens to the captain because he's just like, I'm expecting her to bitch him out in 3, 2, 1.
All you hear is a ka-chung. And goes, "Everything's taken care of. Let's all calm down." And he walks back up with his lilt in his step, and he is handsome as all get out. But he obviously does not look you in the eye.
I mean, Henry is too busy worrying about the fact his Sykes can't seem to move, and the fact that there is still a riot going on outside. Despite
That's
the fact
true.
Funnily enough,
So what would you
I'm
like?
worried about that too.
Yes.
I'm cool about it. It'll be fine.
What would you like to do? Or talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I drink some water.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
Henry's going to try and yeah. Good job. Henry's
Mhm.
going to attempt to like just get Sykes somewhere comfortable,
Mhm.
find a chair or something so he can sit down on, get him a nice cigarette, get him nice and chilled out.
Okay. Would you like to do some health rolls?
That would be lovely.
Okay.
What do I do
All
with
right.
that?
Let us heal you up. Okay. So, luckily, since you're not in combat,
Mhm.
it's a 1d6, and then add your tier, which is a 1.
Right.
Remember, we've
Nice.
also got healing from that potion.
Yeah, you can use those potions instead.
Yeah, we've got like a
From
few
way back in
D10s.
first episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
well,
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
Lev can
I think-
bite off his fingers and
I can put up my fucking fingers, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
good.
pretty sure that most of us have like a D10 healing as well, so. You know, it's-
Okay.
The healing thing that I rolled for is ridiculous. That's more like if I'm close to death, that will still put me to like max.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
something
Like,
stupid.
I'm
is
pretty sure
that?
there's like a few D10s lying about as well, though. So if you want to try one of those out,
Mm.
you know.
Okay, so give me a roll of what you're using. If you're using the regular one, right? Regular healing?
Yeah, I'll just go for the
There's
regular. So
also-
that's the D6. Yeah.
Okay, so you can also take your second recovery roll, which is 10 minutes of time to take. The first one takes an action, which is about 6 seconds. The second,
Right.
If we're all just hanging out, 10 minutes, you can do another d6 if you want to.
Henry's
I'll-
holding up cigarettes because he's like, Psyche is going to need those, and I need to smoke as well.
Okay.
So it was D6 plus tier
Your
level.
tier, so 4 for that, so I'll add 4 to your speed pool. So your pool now is 4. Good job. Do you want to take your second recovery roll?
Yeah. How many of those do I get?
So your first recovery roll, your second recovery roll, you can take these as long as you have enough time to do it.
Oh, okay.
The third one takes an hour of resting.
Yeah. I'll do the second one, but I'll leave the third one because an hour seems like we'd be wasting a lot of time.
Okay,
So.
let's do a second one. 3.
So,
Okay.
3.
That's
So, yeah.
Anybody else want to rest up?
Yeah,
I'm
take
good.
My action.
I'm good.
I'll take my action because I'm pretty sure I have a few effort points that could use healing. So.
Do you want to heal your might or your speed pool?
Um,
Your might is 15, your speed is 12 right now.
I'll go with speed because it brings it to full.
Okay, yeah, it does. You are full on speed. And Lev is okay, because he never engages.
Hey!
It's good that way. No, he did try to fight the
Mhm.
pregnant samurai lady, as you
Yeah,
call her.
yeah, yeah. I ended the fucking gravity with the gravity thing as well, so I'm
Yeah,
nailing
you
this.
did. That was really smart. And I'm so glad you're using your ciphers. Thank God. Yeah. So
Henry's
now that
smoking,
you have these
like-
people around you, I'll explain what they look like. You've seen 2. Another woman, she's middle-aged and kind of stout. She's very well dressed, but her fine yellow clothing is kind of a little run down. She is blind. You can tell that she's probably blind because of the acid burn scars around her eyes. Her black hair is graying along the sides from what you can see off of her massive, almost like a mushroom cap of cloth above her face. And her eyes are a bit larger than normal. It's a little weird. And then there is a third woman there. She's only 5 foot and pudgy, and she has like this tight grin that she barely like shows her teeth all the time. And she has thin razor scars down her cheeks and mild wrinkles, so she looks like she's in her middle age too. Not as old as the other lady. So these are the three that you come down. They're all dressed in yellow clothing. And the man addresses you flippantly again, not looking at your face at all, and goes like, "So we've taken care of it. Let's get back. I saw the cargo upstairs that we requested."
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you doing here? You're not Vigil.
We decided we decided I need a bit of help. but
Interested parties. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the interested party. Me and my friend over here decided we'd help, but we apparently got in the way more than we helped.
The pudgy lady with like the tight grin and the thin scars comes up, and they're like, "Oh, actually, very much thank you. I'm sure we can reward you in some way. Would like to come up stairs. Like, really quick, and we get you some shins, something like that for your concern. Like things, right? Maybe."
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you're
Is
willing to
that
offer.
Sykes' reaction?
Whatever you're willing to offer, milady.
And the beautiful divine creature of light just kind of floats down beside you, Sykes, and then looks at you gently in the face. And she is like gorgeous in this kind of like pixie way. And she's like, "You look a bit hurt. Would you like me to help you out?"
Okay.
Henry's just watching this like.
Come on, Sykes. Don't be rude. Yeah, you'd love some help.
Come on,
Don't,
Nori.
don't say no to the lady.
Yeah.
Nori will be able to heal you. She has lots of ointments and jams and jelly jars.
Yeah.
Whatever she
Go have Nori's ointments, Sykes.
And then she does a movement with her hand, and like a bunch of like light polygons just appear and disappear in her hands, and then she gestures in front of you up the stairs. And then Nori, the woman that she called Nori, the older lady, says like, "In a moment, Bashin, I have to go down and talk to the Vigil about this." And then Bashin looks at you, the beautiful light lady, and she goes, "Okay, well, at least you can rest a bit." She's so... Alright,
got
let's
time.
go.
Don't worry, we got time. And Henry will just sit down next to Syke and just give him a cigarette.
The tall, lanky
gladly
man
take
is
it.
already up the stairs, not giving a shit about you all. And so you can go back upstairs with them if you want. You don't have to.
I'll go up with him. I'm interested to see if she's got more mechanical stuff that I can poke.
Okay.
Henry's going like glancing the stairway. Like, is everyone like? He's just gonna lean over the stairs and look down, see if
You can
everyone's
see
alright
that the
down there.
Vigil have scattered about a bit in a more relaxing pose, like they're just gonna keep guard here. And the oldest middle-aged lady is trudging down the stairs, one heavy step at a time. And when she gets down there, she starts talking to them. So that's what you see looking down.
Okay, so I imagine Henry can wait for that report he was going to give later. He'll go up the stairs with Sykes.
Okay. You come back up to the Taurus-like tunnel, and they open the door that leads to the center that you didn't go in. You went into the side doors, Lev,
That's right.
on the outside of the Taurus, not the one on the inside. And it leads to a massive domed room with implements, tables. There's some boards that look like writing on them. There are some constructions made of light. There's machines everywhere. One of them is actually kind of breathing a bit. It's kind of disconcerting because it's wheezing, like in a wheezing voice. And it looks
got asthma.
like
It's not easy when you're wheezy, bruh.
it looks like a giant lab, and the tall man's already in there, like dealing with some things off in what looks like his own table, desk, center of things, and he's not giving a shit about you. The woman made out of light, who the other lady called Bashin, comes over and is like, "Oh, maybe we can find some seats. And then the pudgy lady goes like, yes, find the seat. Let me get a stool for you needing something more than a stool, she says to Sykes. And it's like, come with me. And she grabs your hand. And leads her forward. Come with me. You seem so big. You're so big. Why are you so big? I don't understand. And she's like really short compared. She's 5 foot.
Big boy.
She's like,
There's Henry. There's Sykes. There's just...
yes. Like, come on this here. And you see that there is something familiar, like the dimple in the floor kind of resting area padded with pillows and seat cushions and some in the center it curves upward to make a table with looks like discarded cups, like someone who works all day and never washes their cups level of cups there. So she leads you there and she sits you down and go like, oh, then let me see a little bit. And then she like takes both her fingers, grabs your eyelids and pulls them down to look in your eyes. Like, oh, look at that, and look at that. Then we gotta check out all the vigil too, I guess. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing on the thing. Lace, get the cargo. By the way, did you get the cargo? He responds from far away. Yes, I already got the cargo.
Henry is sitting down somewhere out of the way, and he's like pulled out his arm and he started fixing it because he got damaged. So he's like,
oh yeah, you'll fix it that way. That's how you have to do it that way. Yeah. And starts fixing, and she looks over you like, oh, that's very interesting. And what did you got there? And she completely forgets about you, Sykes.
And I'm happy about that.
It goes over to Henry and goes like, oh my gosh. She pulls out this monstrosity of glasses that look like there's 1,000 little lenses. It basically looks like the thing in the optometrist office when they start like you like 1 or 2.
Oh yeah.
Or 2. And then she puts that like as a headgear on her head, and then she's like looking at your arm.
I can just picture her just taking the arm and Henry going, I kind of need that, as he points at like the empty like mechanical socket that's in his shoulder.
Yeah. And she's oh, this is so interesting. The thinning unit, and it goes into the external power supply. Is it in your actual physical organic form, or is it in the actual arm? And how do you protect it? Is there and she just talks over you and giving you no chance to answer any of her questions.
He's just sitting there like, can I fix my arm now, please?
And she's like, of course, but I could do it better than you. Do you want me to do your arm for you? That's free.
No, thank you.
If you let me look at your arm more.
I want my leg instead, and he just pops his leg out.
Oh, do you have a leg? And then she immediately clamps onto the leg and just like poking at it a bit. There's 3 more lenses that pop up in front. They're like, very interesting. It's so nice. It's so intriguing. I know we have something. And she just mumbles off into her own little world. You have this now like woman clamped to your leg. This tiny woman clamped to your leg.
He just picks up the leg. Pick her up with the leg and just goes, do you mind?
And she's like over it, just like not giving her shit. She's just poking at it with looking at high magnification.
He just takes apart little bits of it and fixes the bits that have been broken, like takes out a little bit more, fixes out things, and then puts it back on. Not caring if she's holding onto the leg. He just clips it back in, twists it, tests it, like, oh, that's kind. And then he takes his arm, does the same thing.
I
and
like
while
that.
he's putting that leg on, she might see the fact that he has another leg that isn't also human. He has 2 legs that aren't human. One half
welcome.
Of a leg. Yeah. One half of a leg. He has an eye. Actually, she probably sees his eye the most because his eye whirs and clicks and all that. Every now and
She's
again.
oddly like her focus is very like in the blinders.
Yeah.
And she didn't even notice the other cyber parts of you because she got like fixated on one and then like goes to the other.
Like after a while, he takes out his eye. He just pops it out and takes a look at it like, fine, pops it back in.
And then Lev, over near you, Bashin is still waiting around with you. The woman made of light, or she looks like she controls a lot of light. And she just sighs at her companions and goes, "Would you like to sit over there with your larger friend? I'm sure we have some tea."
No, not really. I tell you what, you could tell me though. I saw the mechanics room downstairs. What's that all about?
Have you been poking around?
Yeah.
That's unwise. You might have hurt yourself.
Might have done. But I'm kind of good at these things. I'm going to start floating. Which,
Okay,
which
so
like I don't
just
think
pop
Sykes or Henry is seen yet either. So I just like start
No.
floating like 10 feet up in the air. See?
Wow. Yeah. Well, she floats too, so she's like, oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
right?
wave her hand underneath you a bit to see if there's anything there. She's like, she floats around you a bit with her hand underneath her arm.
We're like stuck in a weird dance, like floating in the air.
Very sexually awkward dance in lack of gravity.
Yeah.
I was thinking more along the lines of like Adventures of Baron Munchausen, where it's just flying around the room.
But yes, the mechanical room that holds our other projects. This is our main laboratory.
I see. What was your name again?
Oh, my name is Bashin. Aeon
Bashin.
Priest.
Priest. Fascinating.
You know the Aeon Priest. Everyone knows the Aeon Priest. Aeon Priests are basically, in this world, they are known as the Order of Truth to people who believe in them. They are known as the Amber Papacy to those who don't really believe in them. Like I said before, the Aldea are usually the lab/study/ libraries that a lot of communities in the beyond grow up around. They are kind of like the local healer. They are very inquisitive. To them, they're interested in science. They're interested in technology.
Yeah.
But they willfully and actively want to imbue a sense of worship in those around them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They're the tech priests from 40k, kind of.
They're tech priests,
Yeah,
from
okay.
40k, basically.
Praise the Omnissiah.
Yeah. So I say, that's really interesting. So, would you happen to know anything what's going on with the navigational devices in the Numenera?
Yes.
Great. That's good news. Do you want to tell me?
Why should I tell you? We're
That was-
taking care of it.
I was just asking, really. In case you need any help, because I can float.
Henry at some stage is going to get bored of this conversation and clean up the mugs because it's getting on his nerves.
You're gonna start cleaning. So you trundle over and start cleaning up the little tea sets, the mugs, the tin things. It looks like they ran out of the nice stuff and they just used the shitty stuff in the back of the cupboard. Actually, as you look around, everybody give me a roll for what you can view in this room.
Do I get any kind of bonuses due to my mechanical arm? Or anything?
Eye? You mean your eye?
My eye. Yeah, my arm also has eyes in it too.
Okay. So wait, you rolled
and my roll.
there. So no, even if you get a bonus.
Don't see shit.
What Sykes and Lev can see is this place looks like it has been lived in exclusively as someone who starts living in the place they work because they have a project due.
Well, Henry wouldn't know much about that, which makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. It makes
So
sense.
yeah,
Henry finished his projects like weeks beforehand and then did what the fuck he wanted. So
Yeah. And so there's just food and wrappers and general living and pillows just strewn over things that should just be work surfaces.
eventually he just gets sick and tired of it and starts cleaning everything. Like he likes clean. Like he's not OCD, but he doesn't like messy like workspaces. It's something he's always gotten on his nerves. His desk when he was a guard was just immaculately clean. So he's like,
and that's where Henry and Sykes differ.
Yeah. Well, they still get along very well. Yeah.
Lev, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I am going to say to Bashin, so it looks like, well, you might be a little bit behind on things here.
Yes, we're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is for. And she gestures to the cargo container that the other man, the tall man, has already opened and is starting to pull out these devices and fiddle with them.
Huh. Well, you're welcome for that, because we helped get it here. We, in fact, had some navigational devices of our own. That got stolen.
And she looks much more interested, and she goes, Where are they?
Like I
Where do you
mentioned,
buy them off?
well, when we have them back, we believe they're on a black market. Then maybe, yeah.
Oh, were they stolen in the fire?
Afraid so, yeah. Seems like a lot of things got nicked.
That's unfortunate. That won't help us at all. Well, I'm sure we can fix you up and such. And thank you, and bring the vigil up and help us out. And as you see this, there's a few vigilant walking in to this laboratory. And she goes, yes, we'll get you all fixed up. Don't worry about it, you poor little babies. And she takes an arm around you, though, and her arm isn't burning or anything, so this light is not actually fire. She pulls you aside and says, so how do you float, though?
Truly? I don't know.
How? Oh. Are you a nano?
No.
Oh, interesting.
But I do know that there's been something I've been seeing a lot today, which is a...
Do tell.
Feeling quite uncomfortable how close she is.
Seeing something?
Yeah.
And then she flicks her hand, and then there's a whole bunch of like polygonal light shapes that grow and then fade away.
She's just like, hey, little mama, let me whisper to you.
It's okay. It's a elk with 16 legs that comes close to me, and it says, "When you meet the gate, stillness, it will tremble at your touch."
Interesting. Tell me, with your magic, and she says the word kind of disgustedly. Are you able to pull anything?
That's a good question. Can I pull things?
No, you can't
No.
at this moment.
Yeah.
No, you can spend those freaking XP that you have to get a new thing.
Yeah, I say not yet. I've been working on it though. It's my latest project. I'm showing signs of progress.
Interesting. It seems that you can possibly grow that then. It seems that your powers may relate to gravity. Now, what did that elk say to you again?
Something about when I meet the gate and stillness, it will tremble at my touch.
How esoteric is it?
Yes, very esoteric.
And as she's doing this movement with her hand, you just see, like, at each point on her finger is the little polygon of light grows and dims as she's doing this. Like, it's absent-minded in her mind. In the meantime, the middle-aged woman with the big kind of clothing hat that looks like a mushroom comes back in and she stomps back and goes like, okay, we have put on lockdown. We have to go up to the surface to meet them if we're gonna go. We already had to go anyways, but now how are they gonna get down? I don't know. How are we supposed to host our guests in a mob? She says, and then
Henry's just over there cleaning.
what are you doing over there? You're not vigilant. Get your hands off that.
I'm cleaning this mess.
And then she looks at you, sighs, pulls out something.
I apologize, but my God.
Pulls out something, aims it at you, and all of a sudden you feel all your limbs just kind of stiffen. She's all like, you need to stop. You don't know what is an experiment and what is a mess. You understand? Yes!
Yep.
Stop!
Okay.
Okay!
She's got a chill.
Workspace tidy. Keep your workspace tidy. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, we have about, and she, Lace, what time is it? And Lace, who's busy, like the tall, lanky man, just looks at it up at the little devices that he's pulling out of the cargo. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's a little past
Henry looks
noon.
at his wrist. Like it's a little past 2.
There you go. Yes. Yeah, we need to get up there then to meet them. You two will be. He points to the two vigilant and says, "Take care of these people. They don't need to go with us. Obviously, nobody meets the embassy from the thin sky except for us. Is that clear, vigilant?" And the vigilant go, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir."
Henry just shrugs, like he doesn't really give a shit. He's just staring at like a particularly messy corner of the room, like.
Okay, so the rest, these 4 AM priests seem to float over. The pudgy lady was following you constantly, Henry. The little pudgy lady, like trying to get a look at your devices as they are moving. So she didn't really care what you were doing, but the middle-aged lady comes over and just kind of grabs her on the back of her robe and like pulls it over, and they start conversing in a corner around Lais's desk, which had the devices. What would you like to do?
Okay, guys, what's the plan of attack here?
Don't think there really is one.
Figured that. So this Basheen girl, she's crazy. The other lady, she's pretty crazy too.
They're all crazy.
We'll swiftly go into that assessment as well. They're all crazy. They don't seem to be wanting to tell me too much neither.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to tell any of us anything. But the only difference is that you have something interesting to them. And that is that whole floating thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention I could do this.
Look, we should probably just head downstairs and talk to the visual commander and get that report sorted.
Yeah. Then we can look into the black
Honestly,
market.
I just want people to stop putting fingers into my metal parts. Oh.
That much I can understand.
Walter pipes up. Oh yeah, Walter's there. Walter pipes up saying, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna do his other voice because it's very. I remember going in to like when I was in the palace. I saw something about the Aeon priests were like meeting with the king and then the queen. Maybe that has something to do, and they were meeting with some other people, like the Churn Lord. I don't know. Are these are the Aeon priests, right?
Yeah, but as
that's all I have. Just like that's all I know about. Just putting it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we've been told, we can't go with them. And I highly doubt they'll let us walk alongside them.
Evidently they were going to all. I met these two people, and they were all going to try to figure out what was wrong with the Numenera.
Oh,
right.
Did they figure out?
That they were meeting to figure it out or something today.
That's nice, Walter.
Something like that.
Okay, maybe we should follow them secretly.
I'm not very sneakily.
Yeah, I just look between Sykes and myself like.
Wait,
okay.
Walter, they liked you. Would they let you go with them?
They don't know me. I never met them. I just read about them.
Oh.
I met the people that were going to meet them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just wait. One moment. And Walter, like, totters over to the little cluster of Aeon priests and, like, tugs on one of their yellow robes and then, like, speaks to them. And then, and they look down and they just are like, at this little weird child. And then all of a sudden, like, one of them just goes,
okay.
and then grabs the child by the shoulders and just puts him back near you guys. And they're like, you should ask your friend not to, like, talk into people's heads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sasha.
yeah, he does that.
She just like, drags.
Yeah, that's just kind of something he does.
It
I'm not entirely
happens.
sure if he understands how, like, impolite it is, but, you know, he's a
It's a little
kid.
rude.
Let me just give you, that little hint that perhaps you should not try to talk into other people's heads. It's a little rude, and if you
Solid
do it
advice.
if you do it on the streets, the vigil will have you questioned. Let's just say.
Well, who was it you met, Walter, that you were mentioning to us? What were
Well,
her name?
I met a big guy with a big head. Because I swear to God, he doesn't remember the names. And and there was this other woman, and Bashin goes like, "Oh, yes. So, you."
Was there anything notable about the woman in particular? Since
Oh
you-
yeah, and then Walter goes into like how she had like frame arms with potpourri in them, and yeah, and then and Bashin turns it like, yes, that's the assistant astromancer. We met with them earlier today about the Numenera. We're fixing it, I swear we are. This takes a bit of time, and I wish people would realize that not all the Numenera work the same. It's not like the same creature you're delving into each time. Each thing could work vastly differently than everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, different
I-
creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, we've experienced that.
Exactly. I'm sure you're different from him, but imagine people who are completely different from you.
I have metal parts instead of organic ones. I'm pretty sure I stand out like a sore thumb in most places.
Pretty sure I have extra organic parts.
as he trails off, thinking about the other night or this morning. She just looks at you a little strangely and goes like, "Yes, how did you all come in here with the vigil, though?"
We kind of circumstantial luck, I'd say. We kind of
She
figured.
turns to the vigil and asks them, and they say it's do-gooders, civilian tag-alongs. I don't think they're here to hurt anything.
If I was here to hurt someone, I think I would have done it already.
I hurt myself.
I hurt people.
This is true.
I
This
hurt
is
people,
true.
but it was accidental. So
That was just really funny.
Yeah.
Again, that was more to himself than anything else.
I
Henry
know,
just
but it's
face
so good.
palms, has to stop himself from laughing. Like, okay.
you did good. Buddy.
Yeah, look, we're here just to help. That's all we want to do.
And find our cargo.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes,
That's sort of,
cargo is
you know.
missing, from what I hear.
Yeah, they were Numenera that like you wore as like a necklace that would tell you what direction you were looking in. It was
The more of those we have, the more we can figure out what is actually going on.
Well, I have a list, and he pulls out like a piece of paper. This is I've kind of talked to your commander about this already, but there's cargo that's been stolen, and it seems like this is all navigation on Numenera that's been stolen. That's what my general thought
Mm.
process.
It makes sense that the black market would have a high demand for these sorts of things that are actually working. So
We don't
therefore,
know if
those
they
are
were
the
working.
things.
We never tested ours. We bought them, and we decided to go somewhere and sell them. But
I'm
Well-
sure they'll test it as soon as they crack it open.
probably didn't take very long. But still,
No. God, we have to. I'm sure that the vigil will make a report, and then we'll report that and report the other thing. The Ashmancer did say that it has nothing. It has all the things that talk to the companions aren't working.
the companions.
She seems to have said that like off of as she was trying to figure it out. And Walter
Well-
goes like, "I heard him say something about companions."
Oh.
And she's like, "Yes, the companions. That's why we're talking to the embassy from the thin sky. They should have a better view of things since they're eye up there. They should be able to tell us everything's okay. So everything that relies on things down here seem okay."
I mean, I can pretty much tell you that most non-navigational Numenera is working just fine.
Well, how do you know? How much
I
have you
mean-
used?
I
A
mean,
bit.
Noticed a lot of things other than navigation in Numenera.
Couple
No.
bits here and there.
I mean, timekeeping Numenera doesn't seem to be working as much either.
Yeah.
As I glance at Sykes.
and I whip out my
You
thing.
tell. What is going on with your timekeeping?
Well, either the timekeeping is off, or the events that it's supposed to keep is off. I'm not entirely sure.
Can I see this piece?
You can see this piece, yeah. And I
Okay.
hand the.
She looks at it a bit, and she takes it over to a device, and then puts kind of like it looks like a dish over it. She waits a bit, like this one is trying to talk to the companions. It seems to be talking in gibberish. I don't think they can actually hear each other as well.
So something's jamming the signal, or is it just gone stupid?
It may be a little both. So she turns back to her other group of 3 Aeon priests in the corner and goes like, most likely it's the companions. And we temporarily have lost Henry.
Oh no, Mikey died. Rip.
I know, everybody shifted now.
I know, yeah.
She says, most likely it's the companions then. Definitely our people from the thin sky will be able to help us, maybe. Just you have to see how willing they are. I don't know. Maybe we can give them something. And she turns to the vigil and she asks them, what about that, and she's a little away from you, so you hear it muffled, like, what about the, that disturbance down in the fire? That thing, have you found the thing? She asks them. And they respond, no ma'am, sorry, we have not found the creature.
Oh, yeah, well, it must have gone by now, that creature.
What do you know about the creature? Where did it go?
just
Where did you see it?
Didn't...
We might be able to use thing. Is it a her? Did you see anything?
We didn't see it, no.
What?
I heard about it.
What would your intentions be with such a creature?
We would give it to the embassy from the thin sky.
And what would they do with such a creature?
They are interested in interesting creatures.
Well, hence why they'd be classified as interesting. But
yeah.
I'm interested in what their interests would
with them. They sometimes take people. Sometimes we can give them people, and then they can give us something back.
That doesn't sound good, really. But I guess if it's a horrible monster...
comes over and goes like, do you have such a thing? Do you have a thing that we can give them?
Why would I have a thing like that?
All we could do is like ask them things, and sometimes they don't give anything, and I don't know what to give them. Do you have a thing? Do you know where this creature? You saw it. Tell us all about it. What is it like?
No, to all of the above.
I mean, some people said it was big and fluffy. Some people said it was
scaly. Someone said it was a
you
dwarf.
Just said you saw it, though. Did you see it? Did you see it? I want to.
No, I said I heard about it. I heard
about it.
Different.
What did you hear? Did you tell me all about it? Tell me all about it. It would be all great.
Fluffy, big,
fluffy. Yes.
woolen.
Where did it head? Did it stay in the city?
Don't know. Someone told me north. Another person told me south. So I'm guessing west.
Okay. Or that,
but then again, at some point, everyone didn't know what north and south was.
That is true.
So...
it's very interesting. Do you anything else? Did it? What did it seem to want? Did it sniff at something? Did it lick anything?
I think it was friendly, actually.
Friendly, yes. We have heard the reports that it was a very dangerous creature. It's a creature that. Yes.
I can't say. I don't know.
And the vigil is like very much leaning in to listen to this. The vigilance, the two of them there.
So I guess we'll just gonna have to chalk that up that one up to the fire. I'm gonna.
The says like we would appreciate your report too because we've been trying to find that thing.
Our report is
it
just.
It may have been the one that messed up everything on the docks. We don't know yet. Most likely it's the yellow serpents, but
I mean, it sounds like
They may have gotten a
an
creature.
evil creature.
Yeah, sounds
that,
like.
it was beast-like, and I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think it could start a fire.
You don't think it? Well, they might have just loosened it to create more chaos. You know what I'm saying? We're just interested in keeping the populace safe. Is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I think it's best we find these serpents. In that case, and ask them some questions.
We're already trying to find the yellow serpents. They've been a thorn in our side for decades.
Can we help?
Well,
I don't. By
they
giving
might
a report on this creature and what you saw.
Well, we fought not the creature, but we fought a pregnant samurai woman. Managed
guy
to
with a chain.
kill
and,
kill
So
guy.
you were there. You were there. You said you only heard.
No.
stories.
I
You
heard
were there,
stories about the beast, but I was there for the other three.
It was a big place, a lot of smoke, a lot of fire,
A lot of things
of
are
people.
going on.
Right? Yes. Okay. But the more stories of the beast and the vigil is starting to try to ask you questions about the other thing, and the older lady, the older Aeon priest, is like slowly hovering in.
Didn't you have a meeting to get to?
Yeah. We can give the report to the vigil.
Yes, you will, but please take them down to the chamber below. We don't want them in the lab with us. We don't want them in the lab, period. That other one started cleaning. That one over there. Moving things around. And the vigil goes, yes, ma'am.
Chamber? Is that a good thing?
It's just the place at the bottom of the stairs. Don't freak out.
Okay.
I had enough of everybody freaking out today.
You
What is
kidding?
with everybody?
You are freaking out right now.
You just need to calm down.
You are nowhere near calm. You're pretty sure you're gonna have a heart attack soon.
Deep
Okay.
breath.
Are we still trying to get our Mikey back in?
I think Mikey's dead. I don't know what's.
Oh, his whole thing went down.
It's been
Okay.
taken out. I don't know. No word from
Um,
Mikey yet. So.
So, as the vigil are starting to like collect you and move you out, there is a kind of rumble throughout the whole place. And by the way, Lev, you feel that feeling in you again, that slight lightness in your body, and the message goes through you again.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not happening. It's not happening.
And the Am priests look around and they go, all this talk. And in the meantime, we have to schedule a keep. And she tries to shoo you out, but as you're leaving, you see at the very top of the dome, like an orifice, like start winking open, and light coming in, the daylight from the sky coming in, and a very smooth white egg-shaped vehicle starts slowly hovering down from the center. And they're just like trying to shoo you out the door, and they're like, we have guests, get out of here. And Bashin's like, yes, it's probably best you go. You can recover downstairs.
Yeah, let's go downstairs and recover.
Yeah. Come on, Walter.
Well, the girl's like, but the thing, what's, okay, alright, okay. And, you leave the room, and the vigil starts walking you down the stairs, and there you see the commander, all the way down to the ground floor where the one door is, and that door is completely shut closed by a series of bars interlocking each other like a woven basket. And she just looks at you and goes like, I hope you didn't annoy them too much.
No confirmation on that.
And then she kind of like nods at the other vigilants came down with you. Are you all healed up? And they go, actually, they didn't give us anything. These people talk so much. They never gave us anything to heal up. So, yeah. Okay, I suppose we have to wait here for a bit. And the commander like looks toward the door that's closed, and you can still hear shouts outside. very muffling coming through, and she was like, "Yes, we hold here. I suppose. I'm not sure." And you hear this giant rock through the entire structure, and she goes, "I would be concerned, but this is the Aeon Priest, so that may be normal. One moment, please." And she walks up the stairs again. Let me give you a GM intrusion. 6.
Hey.
Okay. Go on.
Go
Oh,
on.
okay. So 1 XP for you, 1 XP for somebody else.
Will, because Will's here.
Because I'm here. Yes, winning by default.
and you gave me one earlier, so it seems fair.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You
So-
feel something odd inside your chest. And you blink, and on your third blink, you're back in the fucking lab room. The Aeon Priests are kind of at your periphery. There's a giant white egg-shaped structure vehicle in front of you that's quite tall. And there is a creature in front of you that only vaguely represents a human. And it's your eyes have to adjust a bit because the light coming down from the sky above through the oculus, basically in the ceiling, hitting the white shining egg-shaped craft is sort of blinding. And it's reaching out to you with these hands that seem to end in 2 other tentacles. And it's definitely not human. It is an alien. And it speaks from this strange mouth that curls around these strange the tentacles that comes out of its mouth. It says like, "We want this one."
Well, you can fuck off.
And then the Aeon Priests look at you and go, and and the small short ladies are like,
God.
"I see. You answer our questions then, and we have the questions for the things.
No.
You have the questions. We can give you him if you're interested in him."
No, you can't.
So,
That's not going to be okay.
So annoying. That little one is so annoying. Sykes does not compute.
and as you can see, these little hands pull away, and there are 5 more larger tentacles around it, and it's a blue color. The skin is blue. It has a long robe coming off of it. There are eyes that are normal eyes, and there are strange structures kind of stemming off the cranium. But yeah, it's just tentacles with tiny tentacles splitting on the edge, and it speaks to you in your head, and it goes, "You're not human, are you? I could sense you. That's why I brought you here."
I just sort of lean in and go, "I'll repeat myself. Fuck off, you barmy bastard."
They all say that.
I'd be surprised if they did.
And it turns to the others, and it goes, "Yes, this one will do nicely. What did you need to know?" And that's where we'll end it for today.
Ah, God damn it, Sykes.
I've been monster napped.
You've been...
It's like Monster Mash. On
Yeah.
the I had the Monster Mash song started.
He did the nap. He did that monster nap. Oh man, that's all going to be wrapping up tonight's episode of a series of Stillness. Rip Mikey, looks like he completely died. So hopefully he'll be back on next week with full cast and crew alongside
Oh, no.
Rem, of course.
We lost everybody.
Yeah, slowly I'm whittling them down. I'll be the last survivor, and I'll be the only one to get XP. But That or it's an evil plan with from Jupiter here, but we'll see. But if you guys enjoyed tonight's episode, please do let us know in the chat, everybody. And if you did enjoy the show, hit that follow button and join us. Tomorrow's my one day off, so you won't be seeing me online tomorrow, but you'll also be back on Sunday. Tomorrow we're off to London to do touristy shit, so you'll catch me on Twitter and stuff like that, posting photos from around London with Sydney. But other than that, no Dungeons and Dragons happening tomorrow. But let's see from these guys, where can we find you guys online? Did you enjoy tonight's show? All that good stuff. Let's start with our fantastic Games Master for tonight, Jupiter.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jupiter Wolf on Twitch, but you can find me otherwise on Tumblr and Twitter as Fluorescent Wolf, like fluorescent light. I do art. I didn't do this background, but I've done art for other things. You can check it out there. I illustrate, and I especially do commissions for people D&D characters. So that is open to you to make me money. But otherwise, I really like this session.
Hey.
I've been really trying to get you guys into space for a while. But I like throwing the GM intrusion to do, and I really found something great for you, Love, and that's what I've started out this session. So I'm excited to,
I'm excited about that.
Have everybody have their special hook in this plot.
Awesome, fantastic. Jamie, yourself.
Well, tonight was fun. Again, solidifying the fact that I cannot fight, which is fun. Every time I roll in that one, it's always when I really don't need one, but isn't that always the case?
Right.
But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I've been monster napped. But yeah, tonight was really fun. You can find me on Twitter. I also play on Mondays over on my friend Susie's stream, play D&D 5th edition. Other than that, you'll be seeing me here being stolen by aliens, apparently.
Absolutely. And as for Mikey, who's here for most of the stream, you can find him on online at Surely Only Mikey on Twitch and Twitter and all that other stuff. I think there's YouTube stuffs as well. So that's where you can find him. And !cast to stalk the rest of the cast members throughout the rest of the show and the behind the scenes crew and everyone that makes the show possible. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys who subscribed, who followed, who joined us, just came and hang out on a Friday night to enjoy some Numenera. I'll be back on Sunday. Sunday we're doing some writing for D&D with my wonderful man Philip Fallon, and then Sunday we've got a special guest on, soon to be revealed, for our Table Talk show. But until then, my friends, try not to get sucked into the void of space like we did. And until next time, try to do everything at once, because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Farewell. Bye.